If you have a story to tell, submit it to us at storytellercasts@gmail.com. That's storytellercasts@gmail.com. Cast with an S at the end. We will then narrate it and turn it into its own episode. Remember, this podcast was made to get people's work out there. So submit your short work to storytellercasts@gmail.com. That's casts with an S at the end.
It helps balance the bitter, I guess.
It's fermented, so that's how you taste chocolate.
Yeah.
Man.
Fermentation.
Yep.
So, yeah. I had one more of the train stories, but I don't know if that's where you want to start.
Oh wait, no. I have a follow up from the last time I was here.
Go ahead.
You talked about
Yes.
this poster that had pros and cons of this cannibal, I think. Yes, this cannibal man.
Was it John Wayne Gacy?
No,
or,
it was
Dahmer.
It was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer.
You sent me the image.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and it was weirder than you described it here.
Okay, so I don't think Carissa knows what the poster is.
So
I heard cannibalism, and I was like, yes.
So I work in a high school in Norwalk, and I was taking care of this English class, and I'm a tutor, so I'm helping kids, and at some point my eye wanders up over the sort of
because
high
what the
windows.
kid is saying is not interesting.
Oh, it's not nearly as
It's
interesting.
never interesting.
No.
No.
Kelly, it's cool that you made the team, but there's so many other... Anyway, so there's this poster up over the windows on the top of this English room, and the top of it says Jeffrey Dahmer in bold letters, and one side says pros, and one side says cons.
What?
Right?
Yes.
And,
Oh,
here's
yeah,
the
the
image.
photo. Yeah.
We've got the image.
So she's looking at the image, but Ian, describe it to our viewers.
So it's like a blood-spattered poster, wherein under pros, there's things like, I think it's like sexually played with his prey, ate them.
Wait, that's a pro?
That's a pro. Yeah.
Wait, you didn't read it yet?
Yeah, come on.
Wait, I thought that was in the
Inappropriate
cons
acts
list.
with comrades. Like, what?
Oh, well, but read the and then the cons list is... Go ahead.
He served in the army. He was a class clown. He graduated high school. He was a goofy, happy... Cuts off right there.
It was baby. It's a goofy, happy
And
baby.
those
Goofy,
are cons?
Those are cons. So,
yeah, totally ruined.
But when you described it, you had the pros and cons flipped, and I'm like, okay, there's a semblance of like rationality
Sure.
here, I guess.
Yeah.
But then they had it the other
They
way.
had it the other way.
The cons are 3 out of 4 for me. Who are you? I was a goofy, happy baby. I was a class clown. I graduated high school.
I mean...
Now, do you eat people? Is
Do
my
you go-
next question.
Yeah, do you go to the
Yeah,
gay
we need
bars
some
to
pros
eat
for you, Carissa. It's all negatives right now.
So,
I ate insects when I was a kid too.
I mean, that's a stepping stone, man.
Yeah.
That's how it
Well,
starts.
no,
They were
here's
delicious.
here's how we know if it's a pro. Did you watch A Bug's Life or Ants before you ate the bugs?
And said, they deserve this.
Well, it was a grasshopper.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Okay.
then
It was
Okay.
roasted.
So
it had
you're doing it
salmon
for
on it.
the betterment.
you're doing
of the
it for
ant
the
colony.
ants. Yeah. Yeah. I was always freaked
I
out
didn't
that...
eat my comrades.
I was always freaked out.
Comrade grasshopper.
That grasshoppers, bleed? Actually,
They
unlike...
barf.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
what?
Pick them up and they're like, holy shit, I'm held.
Yeah.
They'll barf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grasshoppers always freak me out more so because of, if you smash a cockroach or a bug, it's just bug goo.
It's just shell and bug goo.
Yeah. But when you smash a grasshopper, it bleeds like actual blood.
yeah.
And that's always bummed me out. But I found the context to it, and I don't know if it's as fun anymore.
Oh.
So do you want it? I don't know if you guys
I
want
don't know.
Please tell me about the
Just go.
can of
Yeah,
old
just-
grass.
So I then found, so I talked. I at some point had to talk to their English teacher. Like,
Uh-huh.
what the fuck is this? What the shit are you? What?
Yeah, what are you teaching them?
And he's like,
What's
oh,
up with that?
So before I go, yeah, what he was telling me was that they were going through the.
It was a goof.
It was a goof. It was a goof. We're just having fun.
So we get these tutors in here every now and then. We just want to see.
Hazing, what's that?
But now you have to swallow a goldfish on dental floss. But anyway, Anyway,
Anyway, go back.
They're doing Gothic literature.
Okay.
And they, as an exercise, like group activity, they're like, oh, I want you guys to make a pros and cons list to find the. They would do like a what do you call it, leaderboard of the greatest villains of fiction.
Oh.
But here's the thing, Jeffrey Dahmer is not. So he showed me like the other drafts of other things they did. Like Batman's Joker, Babadook.
Yeah.
It.
So they had to be fictional.
They had to be fictional.
And someone
Wait,
chose
someone chose Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wait, but then that also means a kid read it and chose it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that's true.
To be fair, me and Ian had read it like when
That-
we were,
yeah,
by the time we
there-
were- but we're weird. We were weirdos.
Yeah,
So-
We all read the gangbang.
It was weird.
I only heard
It
about
was like a
that.
rite of passage.
It's
Yeah.
the gangbang is a rite of passage.
It's a weird scene, man, and I don't know how Stephen King liked it.
What I
Stephen
like-
King cannot write sex scenes at all.
Oh no.
No.
He can't write zombies. He can't write sex scenes, but he can write gunslingers. So
He
that's
can.
good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Yeah.
He's got a very specific talent, and
Yeah.
he needs to steer into it.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Well, didn't you say bold choices are better than no choices?
Bold choices are better than no choices.
And I stand by that. I stand by. I do
Either that
stand
or
by that.
bombard the market
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of books every year.
I,
Do the Stephen King way.
Yeah.
Just-
Because here's the thing, Corey. I finished it. I finished the book
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
because of bold choices.
Because
But if it was just a boring run-of-the-mill book, I wouldn't have finished it. I would have I don't have time for that shit.
yeah.
But
That-
the gangbang.
yeah.
That's what sold it.
At the risk of going down another tangential rabbit
Tangent,
hole,
where are we-
I'm
I mean-
so sorry, but
This
have you guys-
podcast has been built on tangents.
Have you guys heard that? So not only was it really good, and I'm sure we want to talk about that more.
I actually haven't seen it.
I
It's
haven't seen it
really
you're all
bad.
garbage.
I've seen.
I was forced to see
I
it.
want to, dude. I really do. I just haven't
I
had
want to see the
time.
gangbang.
They're coming out with Gerald's Game as a movie, which Netflix is making that, and I never expected them to make that
Yeah, that's
because it
weird.
sounds like a very hard book to make an interesting
Yeah,
film. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
All y'all, familiar
I'm
with that
aware of
particular
it.
story?
I'd never read Gerald's.
So Gerald's Game is an older couple. Let's say they're mid to late 60s.
Okay.
Things aren't as spicy and hot as they used to be. So the husband rents a cabin, and we're going to have some freaky S&M times. We're going to try out S&M together as a married couple. Why don't we do that? He handcuffs his wife to this old 4-post bed, and very quickly she realizes, oh, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
I'm not having a good
Safe
time.
word. Banana.
Please stop.
Banana.
The husband, for some reason, is just a creep who clearly they're very disconnected, and he takes her being really not into it as she's getting really into the game of this. This is great. Then she kicks him so hard in the balls, he has a heart attack and just falls on top of her and dies.
I think I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, wrinkle 2, they didn't close the door, and they're in the middle of the woods, and she's both hungry, thirsty, there's a man decomposing near her,
Oh.
Yeah.
and it's gonna get really cold really soon.
Yeah. And any animals walking by.
Any animals might
Like,
smell the body.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how they're going to make that it's a good story, but I don't know how you can carry that out necessarily for 2 hours, but I'm excited to see if they can do it.
No.
Because it's got to be, in order for that to work, it's got to be slow.
Yeah.
And different events happen.
Yeah.
It cannot be just one event.
Yeah, you
Otherwise
can't.
It's boring.
Unlike a book, you can't drag out kind of a long
Yeah.
In a book, you can go through mental processes
Yeah.
and have this woman like flashback, imagine future, and it can be that. But in a movie,
And how are those problems resolved? Is it through luck or is it through the lady being intelligent?
and resourceful.
Yeah, resourceful in that manner. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
Good
but
luck to whoever. Good luck if he pulls it off.
Yeah, good luck
or
to-
the director who pulls it off.
Yeah.
Do you know who it is? Is it anything?
No, I know Netflix is producing and it's gonna premiere on Netflix.
I
but
think
don't know
didn't they screen it at like Fantastic Fest or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's already done.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the response during that?
Yeah, I don't know. I only heard it was going on.
It was fingers crossed. I mean, with Stephen King movies,
Yeah.
it can go one of two
Oh,
ways.
I never want a movie to be bad. I want.
No
like,
one
Yeah,
wants it
yeah.
to be bad. No.
You always want it to be good.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's either got to be really bad or like really good. Like you don't want mediocre.
What do you guys think about it? I think that there is something more valuable about a movie that is just like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Opposed to something that's just like, eh.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
fully agree.
Yeah.
Like I'm on board the train of, I need something. Yeah, I need something in one extreme. I can't have a run of the mill like story because that's just boredom.
Because then you just forget about it.
I want
anyway,
ones or tens. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I want, like
Yes.
Damn.
I don't want fives or sixes
Right.
because you just don't get any real entertainment value.
Yeah.
At least ones, it's gonna be so bad it's memorable, and you get to have that fun conversation after just like I can't. What the fuck were they thinking? Like,
Yeah. It becomes.
how'd that get past?
Like the Emoji Movie.
Like the emoji. Man, dude, I want to. Like,
What?
I need to know. I need to know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I need to watch that
haven't
movie.
seen it.
I was gonna say Luke Skywalker turning into a monster cockroach, but yeah, that also. Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold up, what?
In there was
Are you talking about the video game?
first or second Gantz movie.
Oh, I never watched the movie.
I did.
What?
I did. Osaka.
Nick's watched the movies.
Gans Osaka.
Yeah,
And
where
What'd you think?
I mean, I think it's just an insane movie more than anything. I just watched it. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
For anyone who
Okay.
doesn't know what Gantz is, it's a death game manga.
Yeah.
Well, it started off like that, and then they made a terrible anime
Mhm.
and terrible movies.
It was pretty rough.
And the worst part is that series starts off really fucking interesting. The death game is everyone who is in that part of that death game has already died in some matter or form. And then they're copied, not brought back to life. Their DNA is actually copied into another space. And then they're sent off to kill these aliens that are living amongst us that we just can't see.
Yeah.
In way, shape, or form.
And then they gain points, and the score is, I believe, 300. If you kill 300, you get 3 options.
Yeah.
It's a Gantz is the ball that.
Yeah, just this magic
Yeah.
ball. Oh yeah, and there's like some weird embryo human living in it.
Mhm.
And it sounds like all these things are going to add up to something. The problem with Gantz is they don't. They don't.
No.
Nothing.
The Osaka mission, the movie. There's a reason they made a movie out of that arc was because that's the last time it's good. Everything beyond that is when they throw so many ideas, but they don't do.
They
anything
don't
with
follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mark Hamill is in that movie and plays a scientist, and he turns into
weird.
like it's like a violent, horrible transformation where like giant pincers explode out of his face.
I can imagine Mark Hamill having a lot of fun with
he
that.
would love it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
he loved
Yeah.
doing it.
What did you think of the big suit when someone gets like over 300?
It was pretty cool. It was weirdly how I don't know. I didn't really read the manga, but I had always assumed
You don't have to.
You really don't.
I had always assumed that
You're
it
going
was
to be
like,
disappointed if anything. like that's how it ended up for me. I really was
I warned
digging the
him.
beginning, and then Nick told me, "No, dude, it goes nowhere. Like nothing good. Like there's no payoff."
I kind of expected like an Iron Man situation that the suit was like that, but it was like a weird like. Then you get muscles on your muscles. And, like, it felt like a weird flesh morph on top of him. So it wasn't bad. Again, it was just why this choice?
Yeah. Well, the reason for that is that in the manga, the 3 options I said, you get one. The first option is
Giant ball.
giant ball.
Sure.
The giant ball gives you an option of. The first option is you get to go home. You're free. And you don't have to.
You're done.
Okay.
You go home, but you get all your memories erased. Like you don't remember anything at all. What transpired.
Mm-hmm.
Second is you can use 300 points to bring someone who died during a mission to bring them back to life, but they're back stuck at 0 points, so they have to work towards 300 again.
Wait, the person who's brought back to life?
Yeah,
That sucks.
Yeah,
that's a second. That's a second chance.
Yeah, and so is and so are you because you just spend the 300 points.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the third option is you get a super strong weapon. And then every time you pick 3, the weapon gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
Oh, okay.
And then if you get it to a point, you get a full bodysuit of all the weapons, and that's what the suit was.
Yeah, it was.
That seems so, like, unsatisfactory because it takes so fucking long for anyone to get points.
Yeah.
In that.
See, that's why I don't really like video games anymore. You have to just keep going back and.
Yeah, I mean.
This
Right?
guy gets it.
You know, I don't know. I don't like grinding.
Oh, you don't like it? Yeah. No, I gotta love the gameplay if I'm gonna grind. Like, because if I love the gameplay, then I just think of it as maybe like as assholey as it sounds, maybe as a form of meditation and just doing this repetitive task over and over again.
I get it.
But yeah, Gant sucks. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Also, he can't draw people.
You mean you can't draw people?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Thank you. You're the writer, not me.
Who are you?
Well, actually, that's a good question, Nick. Who are you? Person to my right. You should introduce yourself on this fine episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm here. I go by Frozen Stratos. On other things, I'm from the Go Mango podcast.
Yay! And then to my left, who do we have?
I'm Carissa. I do things sometimes.
Yay!
Very short.
Yeah. So that was a pretty hard transition, but I think I nailed it.
Yeah, you got there.
And welcome to our 1-year anniversary podcast. Yeah, it's been a year, dude.
I almost entirely forgot we were going to introduce that. I just thought we were going to keep talking.
And that's what too. I was like, wow. But Nick set me up. I spiked it. And I nailed it.
That's why I'm here.
We're really crushing this cold open.
Yeah. We're totally nailing it.
I'm frosty.
And so I thought it'd be cool if we have our 2 guests here who have been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
For a sort of All the Warriors podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You just have guests and you just talk about shit. Like,
all right.
It's
You get all the cameo appearances in on the finale episode.
It's been a year.
These are all the living members from our podcast. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, right?
I have a question now. Are there deceased?
Just a silly happy baby.
We are all comrades here.
This is a Let's Watch a Bible Black.
No! We're not going back to this.
We have Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the line. That's the line.
Yeah, it was all set up. We were all here to make you watch Bible Black. Speaking of which, I do have a huge recommendation for anyone.
Okay.
Because it's the best Let's Play I've seen in like years.
Yeah.
Everyone go check out Mr. Matt McMuscle's YouTube channel and his playthrough of the Bible Black game.
Oh my god.
That LP, dude, is fucking every episode is golden. It's
when you say golden in that context, you know what I'm thinking of, and it's not a good time.
It's really well edited. There's like
It's mostly spectacle. Nobody cares.
The creative censorship is like crazy good.
Oh wow.
And it was the first time in a while I actually had to pause because I was laughing too hard at just this. And all it is, there's just one word on a screen, and it's the funniest joke I've everyone go check it out. No.
Dang it.
No.
On
It's
YouTube.
You're in the right space. You're in the right.
Oh man.
It's so, everyone go check it out. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we should start. We should start with like we usually do. How's everyone been doing? Let's catch up. Let's start to my left here, Carissa. What have you been up to?
I've been doing the boring thing. Not much.
Okay.
No, I've been doing research for both the McNair thing and all these other classes.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? The research for what?
McNair.
Oh, okay.
The scholarship?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to, I think you brought it up before on this podcast, do you mind like going into it? Or?
I'm still working on my proposal. Yay! It was supposed to be due yesterday. I got an extension.
Oh, nice.
So what I'm doing is looking at queer hip hop and online spaces. So how do queer hip hop artists use that online space as a political space, both as an art medium and as, hey, this is our space.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Are you doing Is Cakes the Killer on your list?
What? Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Is Ja Rule and Tyler the Creator, are they on?
I considered that, but then because their top, because I had a criteria, their top songs are collaborations, and I wanted to make them individual songs.
For sure.
That's true.
And I'm like, I like these people.
Yeah.
Please.
What I found crazy about Tyler the Creator specifically is how he absolutely went through the process that I think a lot of people associate with like 60s and 70s queer artists, where they would basically say something that I don't know how you interpret that any other way, and then people were still really surprised when he was basically like, oh no, I'm super like not straight. It's like, really? I don't know how.
I think it's because of like your image of a hip hop artist.
Sure.
A male hip hop artist.
There's a whole
That's super
Boondocks episode on it.
That's true. That there's so many signs that.
Yeah.
Well, this is obvious. Like, how are you not reading this?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because everyone else is like, oh, we're using the straight heteronormative lens viewing it. But then if you flip it the other way, that's super queer.
It's super.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, I was.
Well,
Please tell me more.
Well, you get a similar thing with like in the metal community, right? Like it's a very
like masculinely.
Yeah,
dominated.
masculine. Even female artists have to be like a tough. Lita Ford has to have a tough image.
Yeah.
Mike Kerr is definitely getting back for anyone who knows that black metal artist. I've seen her live. She's fucking fantastic.
She was awesome.
Yeah, she did this fantastic cover of Bathory to the point where the whole place was silent, and it's a slow song. And everyone's just listening.
I was tearing up. It's one of my favorite songs too.
She has a beautiful voice. But you have to keep that image of masculinity. Yeah. It's why like Rob
the guy from Juice.
Yeah, Rob Halford was a huge step. Yeah. Huge step. And he's still and you still don't get it that often, but him coming out and was just huge, and we all loved it. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it wasn't really that different compared to jazz when jazz was coming up. Because when Billy Strayhorn was working with Duke Ellington, he co-wrote a lot of the songs Duke Ellington got credit for. Yeah. But when Billy Strayhorn back then was very open about him and his boyfriend, a lot of the other jazz artists were like, it was like hip hop too, where it's like, oh no, I'm not. Yeah, because you got to keep up the tough image, like the whole masculinity, insecurity.
And of course, part of it has to do with the times as well. Like, what decade it was happening in. Yeah.
That shit was like in the 40s.
Yeah. And especially with metal like coming up around late 70s into 80s, and you're straying as far as you can from disco, from the mainstream ideas that were starting to be more open, especially with disco.
Well, disco, especially when you did anyone see that show the Get Down where in
I still haven't.
Watch the first season and then stop.
Yeah, because you talked about it on this podcast. That second season's bad.
The second season they really fucked themselves, but the first season was really good, and but like the show actually does a pretty good job about setting up how, because it's about kind of the death of disco and the birth of hip hop. Yeah. And how like disco is almost entirely run by just disc jockeys and DJs who are almost consistently gay dudes who own the best clubs, and that there's this mentality of we kind of have to impress them, so whatever they like is what's gonna make it. But I forgot what. I'm sorry, I've lost the complete.
What we're getting at is that's incredibly interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I look forward to hearing more, and hopefully your proposal gets through.
That's really cool approach.
The one thing I want to throw on though about Tyler the Creator, which I found fun. So when he did come out, I was like, is that what? And then I looked it up. I was also a part of the idiots who were surprised, and I looked it up, and like I just saw like Instagram and tweets over and over where at least 5 times he just posts a picture of Cole Sprouse. And he's just like, I want to fuck Cole Sprouse. Yeah, I don't know how I misinterpreted that.
You see those videos of Tyler when he's on the street in downtown LA? You know, the fashion district?
Yes, yeah.
The Eric Andre ones, or
No.
Or did he
They
just
were the
make
Loiter Squad ones.
Yeah, Loiter Squad.
Yeah.
See, that's how I knew Tyler the Creator, not for his music, for his comedy stuff with Loiter Squad, Eric Andre, and just the weird YouTube videos he would appear on.
It's weird because I knew him from Vine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was on.
And I was like, isn't that the guy who was on Vine? He's making a cartoon now? What? What?
It wasn't until after the Eric Andre show that I went, oh, he's a rapper. I didn't know.
Yeah, he also does this.
Yeah.
He ate that cockroach. Yeah.
He's been doing it for a while, and I just.
So in the video, like he's driving, and then like he's like, hey, yo, pull up, and then he goes to the fashion district, goes to a mannequin, pushes a male mannequin aside, and slaps the female mannequin down the street, and he's like, drive, and there's an old couple in the corner staring at him. He's like, you didn't see shit. And he's like on the street too. I'll whoop your ass. Your girlfriend looks like my mom.
It's so weird. I fucking love it.
Eric Andre, and with the Eric Andre show, with like the anti-talk show.
It's a Tom Green show, but like better.
Yeah, basically. It's like someone who did it right.
Yeah.
With the where it was him and Chance the Rapper both like made regular appearances on it, and I feel like they're the only two in my memory who I felt like they were actually rolling with what was going on. You know what I mean? Like even Seth Rogen.
Well, Tyler the
clearly
Creator,
having a bad time.
Well, Tyler the Creator was rolling with it too.
Yeah. He was rolling with it, and they brought Chance the Rapper out in a giant coffee cup that they started drinking out of, which it is such a good time.
Oh man.
Anyway.
But anyway, so is it just been the research you've been doing, or?
Yeah, it's just been research mostly, and
I can imagine that must.
You know,
it must save a lot.
Just decomposing.
For sure. Wolves.
Like one does.
Yeah.
That's such a cool topic. Like.
Yeah, that's really interesting. If it becomes a print thing, I would love to read the print version of that. Absolutely.
We should read it all on here if that's.
Let's sit down and read
40 pages.
40
oh
pages.
shit! Out loud.
Yeah. And then someone's gonna be the asshole who goes, "Oh, I disagree with this."
It's like
wording.
No, I want this to be the
Typo.
situation where we find out which one of us is actually illiterate. We've been the entire time.
So one of my favorite things. There's this podcast. I think I may have recommended it, but it's part of my I'm super getting into the just creepypasta world of reading really bad ones. There's a podcast I highly recommend called Undercooked Analysis, where they just read. It's basically what we're doing now, roundtables, but they read creepypastas.
Oh, okay.
And really bad ones. And, from really bad to actually kind of there's something there. And I'm sorry. Oh shit! What was I?
They read really bad ones.
Yeah, they read really bad. Oh yes, and one of the main readers for a while was having trouble reading the stuff, and they would make fun of him because it's weird because he's a writer and actually writes really good stuff. And then it's this slow progression to realizing, he's partially dyslexic, and he never knew that. He never knew that. It's revealed on the.
You get to see the full progress on the podcast.
Yeah, and it's
hilarious.
Crazy. I could be misreading that, but I remember him mentioning, I use this software now where it rearranges letters in such a way that helped me read. Yeah. No, he's super funny too. He's definitely I love it whenever he's on. But it's a really cool, it's a really interesting thing.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. There's that thing where people, that phenomenon that I think with the internet has become more normal, that people will just see someone either hear someone on a podcast or see them on television, and suddenly they learn something drastically intimate about them.
Yeah.
The thing I'm thinking of is like I can think of 2 news anchors from America where they get a call in from like a doctor who is watching them, and they're like, "Oh, I think you have cerebral palsy. I think you have a very serious neurological disorder.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
because
something.
your eye keeps doing this thing. You might want to get checked out for that." And it's like, "Oh yeah, it turns out I have cerebral palsy. I need to get checked out for that. Thanks, doctor, watching TV."
Yeah. I love those stories. Like,
Yeah.
They're super fun. And then there's the other side of that, where one of my favorite podcasts / YouTubers, the Super Best Friends.
Yes.
Pat from it just going into how crazy he is, and just how how far his OCD goes, and he knows it. He's fully aware of it.
Fully aware.
And when he I don't know if you guys ever heard. Nick's probably heard it, but he has this story of how he goes to bed.
Oh,
no.
And his friends and the other YouTubers finding out and just giving him mad shit. So what he does, here's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He and I could be butchering the actual process.
Okay.
He gently pushes the sheets back at like an angle. It has to be at an angle.
Okay.
And he slides in.
Okay.
And spreads out like a starfish. and as he brings one of the covers over, he just lays it over him and tries to tuck it in
under the mattress?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Okay.
So that when he wakes up, he can just slide out, remove the comforter in the mattress without disturbing the bed, and is perfectly made when he comes out.
That's troubling.
And it's just like it's one of my favorite fucking moments of just him talking about this. And he's like, and one of the podcasters is like, tell them about the starfish. Tell them about the starfish.
Do the weird thing.
Dance, monkey.
Well, you mentioned creepypasta. I wanted to ask: is anybody aware of the Sci-Fi Channel existing? Have you heard about the new series that Sci-Fi is doing?
No.
I think
they're making so many.
Yeah. They're actually doing one show that's not bad. I actually.
What is it?
I know.
What?
Please,
Will anything beat the movie Rock Monster? Because
that's a great question. Rock Monster really was our generation's Roseanne, and
a touchstone for our generation, and I was there, and I watched it. And boy, was it a good time. You all missed it.
Our great-grandchildren. Because at this point we'll be immortal.
Yeah.
We'll discuss. So they've got the series called Channel Zero, and it's on its second season. It's just started its second season.
Why does that sound familiar? Good. Sorry, keep going.
It's actually really good. It's like, what if American Horror Story didn't frustrate you as much?
Yeah, I've heard some shit about the new season, but yeah.
We can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But
I haven't. That series is on my list to try to get into, but as I've heard, it's progressively gotten worse.
I can give you which seasons to watch.
Okay,
just so
you know what? That might help me.
Yeah. But so it does the same thing, wherein a whole season is a contained story.
Yeah, and I love that idea.
Yeah,
I love it.
But because it's sci-fi, they only have budget for half a season, so each season is 6 episodes.
You know what? Fine.
Yeah.
At least they know how to handle their budget.
If you can tell the story in 6 episodes, I'm more than okay with it.
And I think they did a pretty good job. So, Sci-Fi is actually buying the rights to creepypastas from their authors.
No.
And so season 1 was called Candle Cove.
Oh,
and I'm sure
okay.
we're vaguely familiar with that.
I'm aware with
Candle Cove. You talked about this before.
Oh, did I talk about this before?
You did, yeah. When they got the rights, yeah.
Ah, shoot.
And well, that's why I told you about Core Falls, where it originally came.
Yes, Core Falls.
The entire series.
Yes. And then season 2 is out now, and it is the No End House is going to be season 2. Have we kind of familiar? So
to be fair, I've been going on a crazy binge of just like trying to.
I'm not a disciple. I'm not disciples.
Have we the unit?
I will say I'm happy they're avoiding the Slender Man stuff.
There's been enough.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's too easy at this point.
I feel like with Marble Hornets and other guys leave it alone for a while.
Yeah, Marble Hornets did it right.
They did it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyman Hybrid, I think, does a great job.
Yeah.
in that Slender Man's not the focus. Like
it's a part of a bigger issue of business.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to like ruin things.
If anyone wants to know what we're talking about, go check out Nick Nocturne's channel, Nightmine.
Where he does breakdowns of like
yeah, if you just want a more condensed version of it, it's a fantastic channel. Like
and
he's doing the Lord's work by like gathering these web series.
He really is doing Baphomet's work. But so the No End House is basically like it's a haunted house that tours around, but it never announces where it's going to show up.
Okay.
Oh.
And the part of the kind of allure of the No End House is that it just sends like pulse emails or texts like advertising itself. You go in, and people keep describing it as completely different every time. And there's 6 rooms, each will get scarier. And each room also has an exit, so you can stop anytime, you can leave. I think in the story there was something about like if you make it to the end, you get a prize or something, but I don't think they're carrying that. Anyway, so they've got a bunch of people and they go in, and each room gets progressively scarier and scarier. I'm not going to spoil anything, I promise. But
it's a boo haunted house.
It's a they've got like also the house, the rooms in the house clearly don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like there's a hallway that's has to be like 3 times the length of the entire house at some point. Like it just doesn't. Like, and then your main character finally gets to the end of the house. She gets and she bails. She gets out, and her best friend meet up afterward. And their 2 friends don't come out, and they're very anxious about this. They don't know. And then it's like 4 a.m, and they're like, well, they just went home or something. I don't know. And then I feel like I have to mention this just so it makes sense narratively. The girl is like, I'm sorry, they're both the other girl says to the one
Girl B
says to A,
yeah.
I'm real sorry that I went off to college while you were going through all that stuff with your dad, but like, I felt like I needed to like moveon.org. So she was like, no, it's cool. I'm like, I get it. They drive home. She's like, oh, do you want to stay the night? She's like, yeah, I don't feel like I should be driving. Girl A goes in. Girl B gets her things out of the back. And as Girl B turns, she realizes that the address on her friend's house is just 6, which it wasn't before. And Girl A's father is now in the house and alive after having been dead for 5 years. Then that's the end of the first episode. It's very good. It's very exciting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I might check it out.
Yeah.
Send us the link.
I will. I absolutely will.
When will they do a Happy story?
Oh, that's...
I want grade A trash. None of this interesting.
None of this nuanced horse shit.
Man, for anyone who doesn't know Happy, do yourself a favor. Nothing?
Nothing.
Ooh. Okay, we might do a thing on this channel that involves that.
But you can all get, I think the first 2 episodes are free on YouTube.
Oh,
on
cool.
the Sci-Fi channel.
Okay,
So
cool.
Go out.
I like shows that do that.
Yeah.
I watched another thing on the Sci-Fi, what is it called? The Van Helsing one?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I like that one because for one thing, the color was just a bit off that I hated it. Because they do like the color treatment where they're like, it's so grimy.
For sure.
But then I'm like, but everybody looks orange.
That was the show where Van Helsing was like a cop in modern day? Am I thinking of that?
It was like gender bent.
Okay.
She was Van Helsing.
Oh, okay.
And everyone
yes,
was like, holy shit, she's the chosen one.
Oh, for sure.
And she's like, I just want to find my kid. And I'm like, the kid's dead now. Or she's a vampire. I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely.
That kind of thing.
Dead or undead, one of the two.
One or two. It turns out it's right. I was right.
So, what you guys take away from that?
You didn't see that, but that was a roller coaster for me because I love the idea of Van Helsing. And a female Van Helsing sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
But everything else you just said, I don't. I'm not interested in that show now.
There was a movie that I'm sorry to keep bringing up these, but have you guys seen? There's a movie called Werewolf Cop on Netflix.
I heard of it. I saw it. I haven't watched it.
It's garbage, and I love it. It's so bad. It's so
Send
dumb.
us all the links. I want to watch all these trash shows.
It makes no sense.
No computer. I don't want to update Apple.
It makes no sense. It's really dumb. It has blood in it that doesn't make sense to me necessarily.
I get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know if this is either going to turn you off or make you want to watch it more, but I feel like that because there's at least two scenes I can think of where Werewolf Cop turns into a werewolf while he's drinking at a dive bar. And at least in those two scenes, I remember there's just a shot of him at a urinal suddenly being struck with like a pain and is like, oh no! And then his face, like the way they do werewolf transformation is that he just sheds his skin and there's like a werewolf underneath.
Okay.
Oh.
So like
must
a
get hot.
crack
So
down
like
his
Van
face.
Helsing movie style.
Yeah. And then like a dog snout explodes out of his face. And then for some reason, 2 times in this movie, they take a shot of his pissing dick in a urinal that explodes off of his body with blood, and then a hairy werewolf dick explodes out of it.
Somebody listening has just got very happy.
No, someone's like, they took that from my DVM. That's not.
Are you talking about my OC?
OC Prego John the Hedgehog.
Like, and
OC, don't steal.
for a trashy
Somewhere.
B movie,
Yeah.
for a trashy B movie to do that once, okay, maybe. For a trashy movie to do that, that's an aesthetic choice at that point. That's like,
You need to do it 3 times mid comedy.
Someone thought it was brilliant.
someone thought this was art.
Yeah.
This is my art.
So he should have done it happier and with his movie. That was the real issue.
Just the shot of that those 2 men being mortified in the movie theater is maybe one of my favorite
That's one of the best.
No.
punchlines to a sketch.
No, it's the director going.
Oh,
yes.
crying! Just
Yeah.
this is art.
Yeah.
I've
I did
changed
it.
people.
A new touchstone of cinema.
They can't enunciate it all, so it's just dolphin screeching at that point. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that and the Gallon's one of my favorite skits from YSPG.
Oh, a gallon of PCP? Yeah.
It's one
A
of the
whole.
best.
I didn't know they sell it in a whole gallon. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole gallon.
Wow. Well, what are you?
How long has it been? 5 years?
5. Wow.
5 years.
5 years. Well, I gotta get going. I gotta go pick up my son. You have a son? Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't want to get their heads cut off.
Oh no!
My wife died. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. How long has it been since she passed?
40 minutes?
4
p.m.
4 p.m.
It's 5 p.m. now. What happened?
Well, she, collateral. She got her head cut off by the people with PCP.
Whoa.
I
feel like I missed something.
It's a bit from Whitest Kids You Know.
It's like
Okay.
an old sketch. Yeah, it's
Old
an old
sketch
sketch.
show.
I was
Okay.
like, does this have anything to do with Jeffrey Dahmer? What?
I mean,
It could.
it could. Who says no?
You have the right attitude.
I don't want to
That's
spoil
That's
it.
the absolute right.
Pros and cons of cutting your wife's head off.
I think that one of my favorite things they ever did do. I'm sure we've talked about it. Is You've Been Yellow Mustarded. How much I like you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That it's just a prank show that spills mustard on people. That's
Yeah.
the whole prank show. But they keep doing it over and over and over again.
But what kind of mustard?
Yellow mustard.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cheap.
But then the joke is, we found out that printer ink is cheaper, so we switched to just yellow ink instead of mustard. I remember that day. That was terrible in a whole other way.
So yeah, does that wrap up?
So Jeffrey Dahmer taken care of there.
So was that your week?
For your month, yeah, it's a month.
It's a month.
Technically.
Yeah, I got splashed with mustard. My werewolf
Yeah.
blew off. Yeah.
That was like 2 a.m. yesterday.
So to wrap that up,
Pretty good month.
Bow.
Carissa, we're all looking forward to how your research.
Oh, absolutely! That genuinely
cool.
sounds really good.
Yeah. So I guess we should move on to Ian if we're going around in a circle.
Okay.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Oh man, you haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, it's not like you've been stealing the...
I'll keep it short. I've just been working mostly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As one who's also been working.
Yeah. Taking night work. Nothing that exciting. I've got books I've been reading, and I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, that's really it. Is work and reading. I
haven't been reading as much as I wanted to, and I'm really mad because I got the next volume of Goodnight Pun Pun. On my desk because I'm borrowing them from Nick.
Yeah.
And that series is great. It's really...
Yeah.
I relate too much to the uncle, man.
That's worrying. Slightly.
Yeah, it really. So have you read it? Have you?
No, you talked about it. To me.
Yeah.
You told me a little.
There's
bit
a
about
line in volume 2 where he says something, and I get it. I understand the mentality you have to be in order to say that line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's very disconcerting. It's very.
I stared into the darkness and it looked back at me.
So Nick, what have you been up to then?
Kind of like with Ian, a lot of work and catching up on reading.
Okay.
Well, like Chris said with Pun Pun, basically the last volume was published officially translated.
Mm-hmm.
So the 7th volume.
Yeah, Nick has the complete collection.
Collection now. Okay. And after rereading all of it, I told Chris when I got it that I am gonna have to put this up there with Watchmen.
Really?
Wow. Okay. You didn't tell me Watchmen.
I said Watchmen.
Did you? Okay.
It does.
Holy shit!
It goes to its own medium, and I really can't see it as anything else than as a manga.
Oh, that's the best when you find a story that can't be told in any other.
Mm-hmm.
In any other way, where it just uses its medium to the fullest extent.
The trickiest thing about it is that if people don't like it, I get it because it's such a different take on everything, every trope you see in manga, or because usually when a lot of things are written, they're kind of as an escape, where the author explained that this is him trying to kind of facing the reality rather than trying to escape it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really one of the best things I've read in a while. I recommend it. Goodnight Pun Pun. All the volumes are out. You can get on Amazon.
Because I've thought about this. How would you sell that book in a one-liner? Someone asks you, "What's that book about?"
Elevator pitch.
Yeah, elevator pitch. Because I've had to do that several times lately, and I think I've nailed mine.
Basically, living is harder than dying.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only way we can describe it. Really.
I go because I go for the more let's not physical approach, the more how do I say it, descriptive, shallow, surface level description.
Okay.
I tell them it's a story about a kid and a family that never grow up and everyone else around them grows up.
Both sound good.
Yeah, both are really good. I like yours.
Yeah, Chris is going off the early sets, but I'm going off the
you know what? To be fair, I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah,
because I'm about to be halfway through.
The way Chris pitched it is exactly the way they're trying to. It's misleading because that's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's to set up, and then when it goes, it makes itself its own story. Then it's one of the best things written.
It's a fantastic series.
I would definitely recommend it. What else? Well,
and then the art gets super good. It's crazy. He totally pulls off the style he's going for.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. The realism. Let's see what else. Last podcast I talked about a game I was playing, Valhalla VA11 H11.
It's great.
Cyberpunk bartending, waifu bartending, basically.
No, cyberpunk bartending waifu simulator.
Waifu simulator. There we go.
But there's no dating aspect.
Yeah.
It's all just bartending.
Yeah, it's a visual novel bartending.
They made that title specifically to trick people into thinking it was a waifu.
The website is waifubartending.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's their official website. That game's freaking awesome. The characters are great because all you do is just serve people
and you listen to them,
listen to their stories.
And it's my favorite way to experience a creative world, in that you learn through the characters. Who they are, and they fully act as if they're part of this world. There's no sitting down, explaining to you, unless unless the character goes, I've never heard that before. Like, if it's a really niche thing in that society, which makes you feel like this society is huge, into it, it's really cool. Ian, I would recommend it to you. I think it's totally up your alley.
I do like narrative-based things.
Yeah,
That does.
I think it's less than $10 too, and you'll probably run on your laptop.
Oh,
so
tight.
if you got time, do it. I recommend it to anyone, honestly. Like, if you guys got time. Also, the art style's great, and music's great. So.
Oh, it's awesome. What else?
And the main character is awesome. She's cool.
Oh yeah, she's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Also, there's dogs that you can serve alcohol to.
Dogs.
They have hard lives too.
They do, especially in this society. You should like
In this economy.
I've been using that phrase for everything.
It's a great phrase to
In
just.
this economy?
It's crazy.
Well, my favorite one still uses "Not in My America." Because there's so many like wrong layers.
They're so. We'll talk about American Horror Story later. Oh man. Yeah.
Are we talking about Cult?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Roanoke yet.
Was it like some?
Because I'm waiting for it to go on Netflix.
How did you feel about the last season 5 in the hotel? How did you feel about that?
Hotel. Like most seasons of American Horror Story, the first half, good world building. The second half, comedy.
No follow through.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to follow. We'll talk about
That's
that later. We'll talk.
That always sucks when something sets up like a story with massive potential.
Yeah.
And it's just not utilized.
Yeah.
Oh, that always feels bad.
I mean, there's lots of things that have such great promise.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, you could have done so. It's the Gantz problem. It's the too many elements making a soup. That
You put too much. There's
too much in this soup.
That's what put me off Doctor Who, the most recent.
Hey, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat is
talked
great
about
with
that.
building up stuff, and then he kicks it out under and goes, "It's in the trash."
Did you not do 10? You didn't do 10? I
No.
don't remember. You didn't do 10?
10.
Season 10?
Season 10, no.
Season 10, I think, is a turnaround. It's worth giving it.
Oh yeah, I think you talked about it last time.
Because I fully acknowledge I'm a monster. I can't stop watching a show when I start, even if I hate it. So like
You stick it out.
Yeah, I stick through it. Season 10, I think, is a big turnaround, which sucks because it's that guy's last season. He's quitting. Not Moffat. Thank God.
Capaldi.
I mean Capaldi. Yeah, Capaldi's quitting, and I think he finally figured out how his character is supposed to work in season 10, and it was great. And then he's like, "That's all."
I'm excited for the new Doctor.
I'm very excited about
Jodie
Whittaker. Yeah. She's been in other stuff that's fantastic.
Everyone who was on Attack the Block is like in big films now.
Wait, what?
Well, we'll talk-
Yeah, she was in Attack the Block. Yeah,
She was on Attack.
Oh, is she the main character?
she's the
One of them.
she's one of them. She's the woman who Finn.
Well,
that's
she's
not
like
his
the
name.
frame.
John Boyega.
Yeah.
But
She's
anyway.
like the framing device for that story. She's the one.
He
she's the-
robs her in the
Yeah.
beginning of the film. Yeah.
And then they go,
Attack
shit,
the
there's
Block.
something running after us.
Go watch your Naruto.
Oh yeah, they talk about Naruto.
It's weird. It's weird life.
I do remember that.
Believe it.
And the guy from all of the
Simon
Simon
Pegg's
Pegg's
movies.
films
Is
in
in
that
it,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him in a while. I should probably give it another shot.
I mean, time of year, perfect time of year.
It
to
is a
watch
perfect
that.
time.
Yeah.
So what else have you been up to, Nick? Just
So literally last night, Cuphead came out.
Yeah, Cuphead
Oh,
came out.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Even I have heard.
Yeah, I know.
It's so awesome.
Chris and I have been playing.
hard as
co-op
fuck.
mode. It is.
That's
It is friggin'
downloadable.
Yeah, you can on your PC or computer. I think because Microsoft helped published it, so you can only get it through PC and or if you have an Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
Highly recommend that game.
Oh, look. It's the one that was trying to get Kickstarter on, right?
Yeah, they kickstarted that.
That game was delayed so much over the course of 3 years. Yeah.
Are you turning into a werewolf?
No.
Shoot
Split
out
in
right
half.
Just indigestion. I'm fine.
So
Should be careful. I think he's gonna shoot out in front of Chris. He's gonna go through his head. You don't want that. Explain that to cops.
What's terrifying is the force which they depict that. I wouldn't be surprised. That's like murder skin. But
Straight through Chris. Literally. Explain that to the cops.
I don't.
yeah. So Nick, since you're talking about Cuphead, why don't you describe
Yeah,
it?
go get it.
Cuphead. Oh, it's a 1940s run and gun Mega Man side scroller. It's freaking insane.
What? Video games were around in the 1940s. Nick, tell us more.
Well, it's 1940s depicted, because it's crazy, because the whole development, the reason it was delayed so much also was because they used traditional methods to animate the characters.
So that's like hand.
And we're talking ultra traditional. We're like original black and white cartoons.
Wow.
Swing You Sinner style.
Oh wow.
levels
Okay.
of
Max Fletcher inspired.
Some
yeah.
Minnie the Moocher style bits.
Yeah.
very
We're talking before Disney. Like
Before
you know,
Disney.
Big Betty Boop stuff.
Oh,
yeah. Back when she was still a dog, not a person. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
going
yeah.
deep.
This level. They do it in that style. All hand animated. Cells, layered cells for
Yeah.
backgrounds and all that. Just stupidly unnecessary.
Uh-huh.
How much they kept to the traditional, to the point where like you could just replicate that. if you want.
I think that's what they had the selling point. Was like, oh, we're gonna go fully traditional.
Yeah.
Even if our game is terrible,
Mhm.
you guys have this very novel object.
Yeah. And they nailed it. Music, it was all recorded on vinyl.
Yeah, they record a big band on vinyl.
And the music is like of the 40s kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, it's big band style. It's great.
Fantastic.
It's even the voices are all like bad ribbon mics. Like
Oh, so it's kind of crackly.
yeah. Oh, it sounds terrible.
Oh, that's
It's really bad quality, but it matches so well that you're like, yeah, this is.
This, that
yeah,
is.
it's in.
Yeah. Probably show you after since we have it.
I'd love.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool. Just to see it play,
Yeah.
like, is awesome because you don't feel like someone's playing it. You feel like you're actually watching a cartoon, which is cool.
That's
Which they nailed it. You see all the
They
film,
totally nailed it.
the film creases. You see.
Oh, the grain in the
grain,
film.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to a moment where you see like a hair that just fell on this. Cell.
Yeah,
Like I want to see that.
like a thumbprint on the
Yeah, I
side.
want to see all the mistakes, like because I forgot who said the line. Every technology is known for its mistakes and its faults.
Yeah.
You don't remember VHS because it was great quality. You remember the lines. You remember the faults in the film.
The weird little crack.
Yeah, the weird
granule.
cracks of a worn out tape,
Yeah.
like and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how you get it. So I want to see how they do the mistakes, because I think that's the most important part. If you're trying to replicate a certain style,
Yeah.
What about the play? The play itself? How's it?
hard as fuck.
It's
It's a Mega Man
tough.
game. It's a
You have parries.
yeah,
parry
it's
system.
crazy. But it's a double jump.
Double
It's-
jump.
Well, it's a jump. You
Jump
have to
parry,
jump
yeah.
in order to parry.
Okay.
And it's just another tap of X. It's a run and gun. You have a slide and a dash, so it's closer to Mega Man X actually. If you think about it that way. It's tough. It's really fun though.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
far, it's fun.
Yeah. So far, it's absolutely worth the price for $20. It's insane. That was
Wow.
fantastic. It's cheap, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
Worth it, absolutely. If you get a Steam or Xbone, Xbox One.
Yeah, go support them. Like they did it. They put in the work, and the game came out. So like,
Awesome.
that's more than a lot of developers can
It
say.
doesn't really require that much to run it though. Run it too.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the hefty side for download. It's 11 gigs. But yeah, it doesn't take that much to run it.
Doesn't take that much to run it. Runs great. Let's see what else. What have I been watching? Black Mirror. I'm on.
Yeah,
the
he
third
started
season.
that. So
Third season.
I just started the third season. Wow, that is everything I want in a sci-fi show in a long ass
Right?
time. That's everything I wanted. It's so fucking crazy.
so
Each episode is just a straight up thought experiment. Holy shit.
So I asked you this. Is it for you? Do you have to take a pause between each episode and really think about like what's happening? Because that happened to me a couple times. Like,
Yeah.
oh, how much are we bordering on this? Like, don't we
Yeah.
do it already? Ah, fuck.
Not every episode, but there were one or two where I had to pause it
Yeah.
and just think of the implications of everything that was shown in the episode. Holy shit. Specifically, if you can only watch one or two, White Christmas and
you were telling me how White Christmas is like up
and
there.
Bear. What was it? White Bear. It was a what was it called, Chris? The one where the lady in the village.
Oh, where her punishment is to
Where
just go through. Oh yeah, well her thing is to go through a purge-like environment.
without the cameras on her, the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one I recommend. Holy shit, that was insane. But I'm still watching it. So
It's just that episode. That episode sold for me just with the screams. Like, it's there's that scene where she's just screaming and there's nothing playing. Like
Yeah.
there's no other sound,
Mhm.
and you're just watching. It's tough. Like
Yeah.
it's a good show. Also, John Hammond's great.
Oh,
in
he
the White
killed-
Christmas
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
It's really awesome.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, that show's great.
Good time. Good time.
So you're about to start season 3.
Well, yeah, I'm on the first episode of 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched that. Dude, that's absolutely what I always wanted from sci-fi show.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Was the first episode San Junipero or
No.
No.
Of season 3?
of season 3?
No, it's not San
Is
Junipero.
it third?
It's the one where it's the rating system.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the girl from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Yes.
shit,
And she's actually really good in that.
She's
Like,
great.
It's crazy.
And it's like Yelp for people, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a possible step, like
Yeah.
in what we do already.
But also, like, the implication is that however well you're rated also relates to how many rights and or
It's your social
privileges. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
your social
yeah.
rank.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm.
What'd you think of the video game episode?
Which one was that?
Ooh, okay, that already tells.
I didn't get to that one. Sorry.
Really? Are you sure?
There's
There's a guy. I'm pretty sure it was season 2.
Two?
Guy who looks like Hideo Kojima, but it's not Hideo Kojima.
What?
Am I crazy? Is that season 3? Okay, like
Must be season 3.
I think
Yeah.
It's season 3.
there.
Is it
Okay,
3?
yeah. Talk to me when you get to that. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I don't. Sorry.
I swore that was in season 2. Okay.
It's one of them.
Yeah, it's one.
It's
of them.
one.
It's
of
in
those
there.
seasons.
You'll know when it happens because you'll go like, "That's Hideo Kojima, but not Hideo Kojima." Like it's very obvious they casted someone to look like Kojima. So, yeah. So anything else or?
What else? Well, let's see, manga. I've been reading a comedy manga I was recommended. Dan, I can't say the full name, but the short version is Danbaru.
Okay.
Danbaru. Basically, it's a comedy workout manga. Basically.
Okay.
Hang on, because basically what it is, it's about like two girls in high school, and they go into a bodybuilding gym, like the best in the country.
Uh-huh.
And then they basically train. Like one of them is like a blonde hair, and she eats like a shonen character. You know, shonen character eat all that.
Yeah, if they don't have personality,
Yeah.
just make them eat a lot because
Yeah.
that's quirky and fun.
And they deconstruct it by pointing it out, like, hey, like, are you okay? Because you're eating like 4,000 calories a day. Like,
Also, do you have any personality, or is it? The
yeah.
I have a real big problem with that. Sorry, I like. Go ahead. I won't get into my rant about
Oh, no.
why I
But
hate
the
that.
difference is how well these characters are written.
Okay.
And basically, they have another character. She's like an average student. She has like average grades, stuff like that. But then she goes into the gym to work out, and then there's another character who's like I would like align her more with like Satsuki from Kill la Kill in
Okay.
that regard. But she's more like happy and outgoing. So
Okay.
she has long black hair. She's like the highest score rate scoring student in the classes.
Uh-huh.
She's like has rich ass like fuck you money parents mansions, and she has a muscle fetish. She's obsessed with fitness.
There's got to be a character.
And she
like
has
that.
she has a gigantic muscle fetish. It's insane. And she's like super technical with working out. And then when she sees like the blonde haired, I keep forgetting the names. I think the black one's named Kemi.
Okay.
But the blonde haired woman, she's eating, and then the black haired Kemi sees her eating 4,000, 5,000 calories like a day, and then she's like, "Oh no, you know why you can't eat like that? Because if you eat too much at once, you're binge eating, and your body is producing too much insulin, and then you're gaining too much weight."
So is this actually like giving people like
Yeah.
health advice?
Yeah. And then they break down. They have like diagrams and break down like workouts they do.
Really?
Yeah, and then their personal trainer in the gym is like at first he's wearing he's a super handsome, what's it called, those cute boys,
No, that's what it's called.
You know,
boys.
those cute boys.
no, like the cute high school boys, like the pretty hair, and they're like
I
I
feel
see.
like you're just
Are you
like
talking
taking words out of my mouth.
about like Bishi, like
Bishi, something like
Bishojo,
that.
like
Something like
style?
that,
But that's
yeah.
an art style. Too, like okay,
well, he kind of looks like he's along that line.
Is he also accountable?
No,
I'm waiting for the twist. Like,
but like he has like he at first he looks super thin. He wears a jumpsuit and he's like, all right, let's work out. Let's make sure everyone eats healthy too. And then at one point when someone like mentions flexing, or something along the line, he like his entire clothing just rips apart. He has a tight speedo and he's super muscular, like gorilla, barrel gutted, like 8 pack of abs like
That sounds amazing.
and he's like flexing. It's a really short but really good manga. I recommend it. It's very funny.
Okay.
Okay.
What was it again? The title?
Dan Baru, that's the short version. I can show you guys the long version. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting.
Okay.
And I think that's it for now. At the moment.
Okay. Corey, what have you been up to?
I went to SAC Anime
Yes, you
at the
did.
beginning of the month.
How's
And
that?
I went to get you a thing.
Yeah,
The
okay. I
Kira
wasn't going to
Buckland
bring it
thing.
up, but yeah, he got
Yeah.
me.
Oh, why not?
Because that would sound like it forced you to do
Hey,
something.
you got me this something, right?
He
I
held a
said-
gun to my head and
What was I found out on Twitter? Kira Buckland was going to be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
And she does the voice of 2B, and apparently she does the voice of this character from these old Newground Escape games that I used to play a lot.
Mhm.
That were slightly religious.
Yeah, Godlamation's Escape.
Yeah,
Or
something weird. And she was the main character voice, and I didn't know that. When I found that out, that blew my mind because I felt like my life had come like full circle or something. Something.
You really peaked.
Yeah. Like
This
so-
is where it all started.
Like I didn't just find out about Kira Buckland through Nier. It was I've always known.
That's a twist.
It's weird. Like, but I was
I'm
like,
sure people love hearing that.
yeah. So I found out on Twitter, and then I text Corey, "Hey, you're at SAC Anime.
Yeah.
Give me like an autograph or something. I don't know, something cool. If it
Yeah.
costs money, I'll pay you."
What
Like,
happened?
No, okay, so I got the thing, right? I was like, hey, I'm here for a friend. Oh, thanks, cool. I left, all that stuff. And then when we were leaving the convention, my friend, he's like addicted to Pokemon Go. He's like, oh, shoot, there's
I feel sorry for him.
there's like an Entei raid or something, like,
Yeah.
well, all right, let's just go over there.
You
Then
know,
we walk
these
over.
nerds. No.
Yeah, we walk over there, and we see this group of people, and I'm like, oh, that hair looks fun.
Oh, Kira Buckland.
Kira
was
Buckland was...
it? Yeah, she's huge into Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
It's
she
crazy,
was. She
yeah.
was right there.
Yeah.
I had the thing in my hand. I'm like, I don't really know what to say. I'm not actually a. Okay, let's just go over there, and I just, I think she saw me with it, and I was like, I really don't know what to say here.
Very funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, I saw Kira Buckland there. I saw. She was cool.
Yeah, she's really cool.
And like. Surprisingly, the Power Rangers Dino Charge line to get autographs was small. So yeah. Oh, but I like
Kira Buckland's like one of my current heroes just because she's a huge JoJo fan.
Oh, okay.
To the,
yeah, there was this dude in front of me cosplaying as.
She always cosplays as Jolene. Like,
Oh, really?
A lot. Yeah. She even has like a tattoo of the JoJo birthmark. Like,
Really?
like the same, the
Sorry.
same tattoo I want to get. And I found out I was like, damn. So I knew my idea wasn't original.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how unoriginal my idea for my tattoo was. But no, she's super cool.
Yeah.
So how else was it? What'd you do? Did you buy anything or?
Oh, I bought an irresponsible amount of stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like I went in.
Show
I'm like,
those toys, Corey.
Well, because like I was.
The Funko Pop.
Don't you dare. Those are garbage in
Ian,
in
how's your
cardboard
Funko
boxes.
Pop
Funko Pop
collection?
collection?
Are you kidding
I
me?
haven't.
Did you stop? Like, good.
Look, no, I understand the mentality behind wanting Funko Pops because like it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
base
if I-
body. It's everything all collected into one sort of
Yeah, when you hate
yeah.
bad art, like, and
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
I'll tell you
I
how
hate
to
those.
Get rid of my shrine.
No, but
I only have 9.
I only have. I don't know. It's not that.
Those are
It's
rookie
whatever.
numbers. How much do you have?
No, but I went there and throughout the convention, I saw, oh shoot, Gold Ranger. He's like, oh hey, what's going on? And I was like, hey, can I get a picture? So I was, getting ready for a selfie, and then this dude walks up. He's like, hey, do you want me to take it for you? It was the Red Ranger. And I was like, can you be in it? Yeah, sure, but I was gonna take it for you. That's fine. So yeah,
I don't
got
want to be in the.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to do a fucking nice thing for you.
It's not like I like you or anything.
Yeah.
My passion has been photography. I just wish someone would let.
If there's anything I've learned today, never help anybody.
Never
Yeah.
help
It
anybody.
always backfires on
Yeah,
him.
never- don't help anybody.
So they ask you for more. Oh, can I get a selfie?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sure he wasn't like. I'm sure.
No, he was awesome. I went to like all their panels there. It was great, and like throughout the convention, I kept running into them and the mainly the Gold Ranger. So I don't know, that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Bought an irresponsible amount of toys. I walked away.
I'm like that with art prints. Like whenever I go to a convention.
Art prints. I got art prints.
Yeah.
For the first time.
I have stacks. I have no idea where I'm gonna put them. Because my wall...
They're not there.
Yeah, they're not there. Yeah, I'm pointing to in the general direction where my room would be. There's nowhere I can put them. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Do you ever do model constructions from those things?
Yeah, so I used to. Like,
where's your garage kits, Corey?
Garage kits?
Yeah.
No, I used to mash stuff together, but I don't know, I didn't like getting those anymore just because, well, I play with my toys.
Sure.
Right? Toys are meant to be played with.
Mm-hmm.
And getting model kits... Jesus Christ. The model kits, they're so fragile after you build them because the plastic needs to be to clip them off the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So, and then, I don't know, just too many miscellaneous things sort of added up into a very large pile of stuff that I brought home. Yeah.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us, Corey.
Yeah.
Not me, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You're really good with my fucking money.
Funko Pops, I don't understand.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. So what else? Just Sack Anime? Or?
Sack Anime, I've been watching The Orville. I don't know if anyone...
Yeah, you mentioned that to me.
Like, it's a lot of fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's people kind of think of it as like a Star Trek parody, but it's still a little bit more than that. Like,
it's got to be its own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
For that show to survive.
And Seth MacFarlane was talking about how if it was 30 minutes, it would have just been sitcom style, joke.
Yeah.
But since it's 45 minutes, they have this sort of obligation to tell compelling stories, and they have been. The last episode, it's not too big, but there was this huge ship that they came across in uncharted space. They go in, and it's kind of like this bio ship. And it's this civilization that forgot that they were on a ship.
Okay.
Over time. Okay. So that it's exploring that, and I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So there's actual sci-fi things.
Yeah. And this is kind of his passion project.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I will check it out.
Yeah.
I didn't know he put that much work into it.
He did. Yeah.
So.
Have any of y'all seen the new Star Trek show?
Discovery? Yes.
Discovery.
I've seen angry comments on Twitter about the new
Good.
Star Trek
Really?
show. So,
Alright, what's up?
But to be fair, the comments I've seen it from the guy's super cynical about it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to this isn't my Star Trek, because I haven't really had a Star Trek to identify with. So it was fun. I liked it. It was enjoyable.
They've redesigned the Klingons, and I thought that was extra. But other than that,
the show is beaubeautiful.
The show's beautifully shot.
Has a Ferengi shown up?
No, not yet.
I
think the only aliens they've shown so far are Klingons and Tribbles.
What about those aliens?
Good ones.
The only good ones.
What about those aliens that are half black and half white?
I mean, we gotta build up to that.
We can't talk about those things yet.
Well, no, because
such a weird choice.
The show is very clearly already talking about multiculturalism, and I always felt like Star Trek Classic was about different people coming together, working together, all that kind of
Like Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, exactly.
Well, it's the Earth. It's the Earth as a entity, sending out these words. It's not a country.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the World Federation.
It's all people of all kinds of species coming together. But within the show, it's set 10 years before original Star Trek, and the main character Michael.
Yeah.
Who is a woman?
Yeah.
Michael. She was raised by
Ferengis.
Vulcans.
Oh. Okay.
And so she's
because she was the daughter of an ambassador.
She was the daughter of an ambassador, and so she is human. She's wholly human, but just raised in that Vulcan mentality.
Yeah.
So you get a whole new spin on that kind of. I don't know what crying is.
Yeah.
But like they very clearly set up right away that like Federation is about we're all different and we're working together to try and do something better. And then the Klingons in this situation are very obviously they to me feel like analogs for current groups in the real world.
Okay,
who are like,
Okay.
multiculturalism will destroy us. We need to isolate ourselves and become more us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty obvious because like Star Trek started out as like a social commentary.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So
Yeah. Well, yeah,
it
most
makes
sci-fi
sense
is
to like
supposed to
just
be.
change it to like current events.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it works out really well. It's interesting.
Well, you gotta adapt in order to survive. So like as a show.
I think the thing that maybe people who are classic Star Trek fans might not like, and I'm personally fine with, is it's more actiony.
Yeah.
There's more
I see
stuff
that a lot.
happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's less like people talking and like, well, this,
So that's all.
the ramifications of this could be massive.
Well,
Yeah.
I read some comments. They were like they based it off of like Mass Effect aesthetics.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
And because
I don't know.
Mass Effect is sort of like action,
Uh-huh.
it is story, but
It is
mostly
more
action.
Visually, it's sort of, in that vein.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Well, Mass Effect was more of a space opera.
It
Yeah.
Star
is.
Trek.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is space opera.
Whereas Star Trek was just kind of like, what would diplomacy look like, but with space?
Yeah.
With Whoopi
No, well,
Goldberg.
like,
The ghost.
she's a black Jewish ghost. Like so much going on.
Multicultural.
Wow. Good for her.
We don't have
Ahead of
enough,
the time.
we don't have enough dead Jewish black ghosts to represent the community.
So I haven't watched it. I heard like there
Uh-huh.
are so many bad things about it. What happened with the Michelle Yeoh character?
I don't know the actress's name.
oh, the captain.
Oh, the captain? Yeah. Oh, she got oh, do you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah,
okay,
please.
yeah, she
So
got
I can get
straight
that.
up smoked.
Oh.
She got smoked in episode 2
Yeah.
because what happened?
Why did they do that to the Bond girl?
So what happened? So what happened was the first 2 episodes don't even take place on Discovery. They're on a totally different
Okay,
ship.
so they're still world building.
Yeah, and so the first 2 is Michael and Captain Michel, wherein they're on on an away mission, and they're just like, and she basically says, Michael, I think you're ready to take command of your own start.
Oh,
Starship.
bullet through the head! Like that kind of line, you might as well.
No, what ends up happening, and
I'm thinking about having a successor. And you seem to, like, your head might as well just explode. Like,
I love you, Peter Parker.
Oh no!
Gwen Stacy should have just left after the office building.
But then in the next 2 episodes, they're confronted by the first Klingons that anyone's seen in 12 years.
Okay.
oh, okay,
And
that's
so so Michael basically tells the captain, they only respond to violence.
Yeah.
They diplomacy does not work with Klingons. You cannot negotiate. Fire on them now, destroy that ship, and they will leave us alone. And the captain says, well, that's not what the Federation does. We talk politely to people and try and work out a middle ground. And she nerve pinches her and tries to usurp command of the ship. And then...
How did she snap back from that so quickly?
Yeah, she snapped back from
question.
that. Well, because she's a human. She's not a real Vulcan. Her
Oh,
nerve
okay.
pinches are not as good. Yeah, but so the captain then takes control, and then and then she tries diplomacy, and diplomacy doesn't really work that great with people who want to just conquest.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, Michael...
warrior society.
Who's got the bigger dick?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What? They got a bigger dick? Bomb them. They
gonna-
got bigger dicks.
Is it gonna shoot off and destroy you?
Does it turn into a werewolf? These are the questions.
Do they have honor? If they have no honor, then
See,
they
as
must
a
fight.
Star Trek fan, that's what I think about. That's what
Really, I think about that barrel hitting Worf and destroying every
Oh
single
my
person.
god! I forgot Worf got hit with a barrel. That did happen. So that's kind of what happens. Is then she has to do honor battle, and it doesn't go great for her.
No honor in this society.
And then I guess the rest of it, I don't have NBC.com.
Not gonna happen.
Probably not gonna happen
Not
because you
gonna
can
happen.
only watch the rest of it if you get their app.
Yeah.
They're not gonna air it on television.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, I did
For-
not
for,
know that.
that's
like-
gonna get terrible ratings. And
Yeah.
For
look
the
at how
beautiful-
diversity is.
Yeah, it's tanking
Yeah,
it.
just
tanking.
bury the series underground then. like,
Right?
At that point.
But we need your
No.
money. It's important we talk about this, but we need your money. You don't understand.
So I mean, the first two were really good.
No, yeah.
But
I might check it out.
But like I
There's
feel
a lot
like,
on my plate, like right now. So
I feel like that's where the Orville kind of fills in that gap that, like,
mhm.
I guess the more Trekkie oriented
Yeah.
people we kind of like.
yeah,
go
see,
into
the
it.
arguments I was hearing was people liked Orville over
Yeah,
Star Trek.
and on top of that, I was watching some behind the scenes stuff about it too, and they were like, I didn't want this ship to feel like a ship. I wanted, we got in like an interior designer to design the ship
That's
to make
cool.
it feel homey,
Oh,
to make it
neat.
feel, so like it's the future you want to be in,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
like current Star
like
Trek
that's
stuff
what they
is,
did
like,
with
sort of
Star
bleak
Wars
and all that.
Episode 7. Like when designing the Millennium Falcon,
Mhm.
they actually built it like from scratch,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
to scale.
Didn't they put like a
There's whole new
Batman
rooms in there.
Tumblr on the bottom
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
ship?
And there's like whole new rooms you don't see, and it feels
Yeah.
even bigger. Like they made it seem like more than 2 or 3 rooms that the original Star Wars
Yeah.
had it as.
There's like the cockpit, the
The
gunner,
bridge,
and the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
so where they play hollow chess.
Oh yeah, with the little monster. Yeah, yeah.
Didn't they like recommissioned the same place that did the hollow chest the original time, like
Yeah.
the first time?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
it's,
no,
it's
it was-
set up
Yeah.
the exact same
Yeah,
way.
It's all
yeah,
stop
yeah.
motion and like everything. So no, it's
Yeah.
cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was
So what else? What else has been going on?
Kamen Rider Build started.
Hell
How's that?
yeah,
it's. Are you watching it?
I heard of it, but I gotta
It's-
watch it.
Really good.
Is
Like,
it that where I saw that design? Because I follow people that have watched it.
Uh-huh.
Is it that design where it's half red and half blue?
Yeah.
That design's awesome. I really
Rabbit
dig it.
tank.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really dig that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I dig that.
Yeah.
I like that design.
Like it's a beautiful show. It's fun. It's
Okay.
I don't know. It's everything that I was hoping for out of what I saw.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh, geez, keep going. Keep talking more about that.
And recent Sentai has been good. That's
Oh,
like
cool.
the Power Ranger stuff.
Very
Q Ranger's like ramping up, and it really feels like there was this sort of golden age. I guess a few years ago,
Sure.
but
That phone doesn't work anymore, so in case of an emergency, we just have to run. Okay.
There's only one door.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
Are you saying that phone doesn't work and it still rang?
No, there's
Are you Jodie Foster in Contact? Are you getting calls from?
the phone is still ringing,
Don't worry about that.
and the calls from inside the house.
I still had to catch up with Kamen Rider Climax Star Force Wonder Brigade, but it's pretty crazy.
That's a lot of words.
What?
Yeah, it's the one with the giant bee.
Like a bumblebee?
No, it's the one with the giant bee.
The letter B.
Yeah, you'll never be to me. Like he swings around.
I'm genuinely confused here.
How old is it? How like?
No, that's the one. Bryan Cranston voiced. He was the big,
Oh.
the big giant
No,
bee.
wasn't
Yeah.
that Power Rangers?
Is
Isn't
this
that
the bit that we're doing? Is it what?
As someone
No,
who
that's
is
too
fully
many.
uneducated in the Sentai universe,
Yeah.
like I assume it's the Power Rangers.
It's probably both. Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing is, I don't know enough about that to say
Yeah,
you're wrong.
I'm genuinely confused about every single word you added to
That's
this.
the-
Added another layer of confusion.
I recognize those as words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
exactly.
put them together, and it seems like a different language.
Yeah. That was Builders.
Oh, Builders, yeah.
Okay.
No, Builders great. Like it's Sentai and Rider have been great this year, and it
Mhm.
kind of reminds me of like a few years ago when we had the dinosaur one and the fruit
Reminds me of the
samurai.
good times.
Yeah.
The fruit
Yeah.
samurai.
Yeah.
The big giant fruit.
To simplify it for
Yeah.
those of you.
Has there been a cooking episode yet?
In which one?
In Build?
In Build, no.
Oh.
No. But
Well, then it's
I
not
mean,
Kamen Rider.
They're not sold.
Are you talking about that Kabuto episode
Yes.
where they just the Iron
Everyone
Chef?
tells me about that episode, and
Everyone, where is
I wanna
this?
watch it.
Everyone. That
well, people I
what
know,
circle
people
of
on the
people?
street
stop me.
Yeah, Kamen Rider Kabuto.
Hey, have you seen the cooking episode?
The bridge people. The bridge people. They tell me.
I'm like, leave me alone. I'm in line for the bathroom.
Who are you? That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Who are
People
you?
with sandwich boards on the street corner. Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, Kamen Rider?
No, I have
About the cooking episode?
Comrade Climax Star Force Wonder Brigade.
Yeah, that's mainly that. I bought. I've had my first experience with proxy buying services from Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Explain that slightly.
So, like, if I want something on Yahoo Auctions, but it's in Japan,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't buy it.
Yep.
So someone from Japan has to buy it, has to send that to their house, and then send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
No, I know
so-
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've done that for band T-shirts.
I am
Before, like back in high school.
never doing it again. Not because it was a bad experience. The dude was really great, or whoever it was, Rider Proxy.
Yeah.
Really great service, but like, it's so expensive.
It is. It really is.
It's
Because you're not only paying for face value over there.
yeah.
You're paying the whole shipment, the whole arrangement for a middleman.
And like middleman, like they have a fee for that.
Like you gotta fucking want it. If
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So I was like, oh, it costs this much, then I'm gonna get my money's worth. I'm getting more
Yeah.
so that I can, justify getting so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that
It's
that
tough.
happened.
Yeah, it's tough. It used
Is
to
it-
happen a lot it still happens a lot for video games. Luckily, there's stuff like Play Asia now, where they do.
Yeah.
That you can get it through.
Luckily.
Yeah.
But like auctions like their eBay, I can't yeah.
I totally get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's mainly it. Do we do is there like I forget, is there like a story portion later?
Oh yeah, but
Okay.
I can talk about my.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't done.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, it's
Yeah.
my fucking podcast. I'm gonna do.
What's up,
Okay.
man? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? I'll tell
Right
you. Right now.
Hot take.
I'll tell you
Hot
right
take.
now. I'm trying to
Hot take,
rewatch.
hot mic.
I'll tell you right now. I'm trying to rewatch Twin Peaks. Like
Oh,
I'm in the middle of season 2.
That's good. That's strong.
I
Keep going.
finished season 1.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving every part of it.
So I watched it. I watched it in high school, and I forgot a lot. Apparently, since
Yeah.
like, high school. Still favorite scene, jail scene, where they
The dog barking?
I fucking love that.
That's pretty
It's so weird. It's so fucking
great.
weird. I love like. For those who don't know, that scene is just one of the characters ends up in jail, and there's 2 like bully characters.
Who've been
Yeah.
arrested.
Yeah, and they're like, "We're gonna fuck you up," and then they just stare at him for a while, and the character who just came in is like kind of cowering in a corner
Yep.
of a jail cell, and then 2 bully characters just start barking. And
But it's sustained so long. It's
It's
just
so-
a tight shot on 2 young men's faces.
Yeah.
Barking earnestly.
And just like, and I can't get over it. That's like my favorite scene.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Strong.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
yeah.
Very strong.
I've been watching those Log Lady intros as well. Like I said. I
Oh,
will.
good, good. How do you like?
I do.
Do you feel like they add I feel like they add more context to the
Little bit. It's more of like just look out for this, and then
thematically, or
and then when it happens, it clicks you and it helps me remember like a lot more stuff.
yeah,
Season 2. Okay, let's talk about it because that's the most divisive
it is.
thing about Twin Peaks. Some people hate it, some people love it. Here, my take so far is that I don't know if it's a good season. All I know is I love it. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you if it's a good because I don't know.
I don't remember his. I'm sorry. I'm going to be bad with names,
Yeah.
but the FBI agent who comes there, who is not David Duchovny,
Yeah.
and is because he's in that show, and who is not Phil, is not Cooper,
Yeah.
but is in league with Bob and the forces of the Black Lodge. Do you know who I'm talking about?
So I've only had like a handful of scenes with him.
Oh,
I think I'm on episode 7 of of season 2.
Okay.
I'm doing. By the way, I think I mentioned it on podcast. I'm doing this just so I can watch season 3 with full context.
It's gonna really be.
The part that sucks is that I have to watch Firewalk with me.
No, it's a good movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Your eyes were so dead.
I can talk. Me and you can have that debate when I rewatch it.
Okay.
And I go, "You're wrong, Ian."
It's Twin Peaks, but like all of the implicit terrible things happen in front of you.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I cannot. The reason I cannot tell you if it's a good season or not is because really season 2 is just an excuse for them to do weird scenes, and like because they solved the murder. They
solve
it
early.
Not even at the end of season 1. Like you find out who did it within a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And then they just keep going.
Yep.
And it's just an excuse for them to do really just weird scenes. Yep. There's the whole reviewer coming in to review restaurants or something and hotels. And then there's the person doing a really bad Chinese accent.
Oh, yeah, that gross weird guy. Yeah, and the glasses. Yeah.
And it's weird.
I do remember that, yes. That does happen.
Know if it's
and
like
no one
addresses
what's happening.
Because they obviously look like they're just imitating someone.
Yeah. And so everyone uncomfortably just keeps letting it happen.
Yeah. But everyone's like physically uncomfortable.
Visibly uncomfortable. But no one knows how to address like, so what's going on here?
Yeah. This is bad, right? This is no, we're just going to keep it rolling.
You're going to okay.
Everyone's perfectly... It's so weird. And then,
I'm a really big fan of bad Asian accents.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those things of, I don't know if it's racist or not, because everyone is saying it's weird.
Well,
let's watch. We'll get your approval.
Yeah. I feel like the point of it is that it is incredibly offensive, but no one will call him out.
Yeah, but no one's calling him out. But everyone's obviously uncomfortable.
Everyone is visibly really uncomfortable.
It's
because
weird.
There's a whole character that they introduced for like 5 episodes who is like a businessman who's in with some shady people. Who is clearly a white man trying to look Chinese.
That's incredible.
And no one in the town will say anything about it.
Yeah.
But it's so obvious what he is doing, and it's never addressed why he is doing this.
I need a link to this episode.
And like within the context of the show, it's not like
Chris is like falling out of her seat.
Within the context of the show, it's not like they cast a white man to play an Asian man. They cast a white man to play a white man pretending to be an Asian man.
Yeah.
What is this happening here? What is this slow reaction?
It's
weird. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Because Twin Peaks, it's a commentary of like stuff.
Yeah.
It's that weird.
It's very strange.
It's very strange. You have to see it in order to like fully understand what happens.
I mean, every scene with Margaret, the log lady, is great.
Oh, I fucking love that.
But to your point, David Lynch never ever wanted to have resolution.
No.
And he was told...
No, and it's very fucking obvious he doesn't want to have...
He never wanted... He wanted the show to just be a continual, like, string of mysteries that you kind of... Maybe you solve some of them and most of them you probably don't. And you just kind of exist in this weird place.
Now, why do you accept that? As opposed to what you were talking about, Gantz and American Horror Story. What is the... Is it just the playfulness about it?
It's the presentation. The Gantz author, it's obvious he doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, alright, yeah.
Well, because
David Lynch
knows what he's doing.
He knows fucking exactly what he's doing to fuck with you.
There's deliberately moments where he's like, I could tell you.
And that's a new scene. Starts a whole new thread.
A whole new thread. Where it's very different from someone who clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Alright,
So let's talk about this. So Brian, not Brian Fuller. Is it Brian Fuller? Ryan Murphy. Brian Murphy is a man who can't follow through, in my opinion. He sets up lots of interesting ideas,
Wait, are you guys talking about Doctor Who? Or?
We're talking about American Horror Story.
Oh, okay.
That would be great if he like did something.
We'll turn our
like
backs.
that.
What's going on?
Jesus, that would be trippy and weird.
What's up, Corey?
I feel like do you think he'd want to do a Captain Jack story? I feel like he'd be really...
There wasn't a B in it.
I don't think it'll ever do any justice. No.
But I think that, yeah, right. He has great ideas, but generally I don't think he knows how to...
He knows how to pitch.
He knows how to pitch. He doesn't know how to run home.
You're really going somewhere with that baseball analogy.
Everyone has $1 million idea. It's just the person that can actually realize it that counts.
So let's talk about this, because a lot of American Horror Story, like, he flirts with the idea of talking about heavy issues, and that's cool if you want to do that through that medium. But I never feel like he lands on anything. So season 3 is about feminism, as it's
that's
witches.
the Coven, right?
Yeah, that's the Coven.
Yeah, I remember seeing posters.
So it's about the way women are portrayed in the media and how they are treated within society, and how women of different races even have different experiences and all that kind of thing. I don't know that he ever lands on anything other than sure sucks to be a lady, right? It's pretty cool. We are.
It's a tough.
Yeah, but
I have no real opinion.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know that he ever
it falls
synthesizes
it. If you went all the way, it would be super deep. But he falls short, and it becomes comedy, and it is comedic. It is comedic. He does comedy very well.
Wow.
Cool.
But you have to think about it even more. You have to give more energy to thinking about it to make
violently
the point.
Yeah.
So
you have to stretch.
Roanoke, I'll say this without spoiling anything for you, Roanoke, it is thematically about media and the way in which we consume it, and the way that it affects our lives, and the way that we start treating people differently because of the way we see them in media, or the way we see ourselves through the media we consume.
Okay.
Yeah.
But doesn't ever get, again, so is media damaging? Is all media damaging? Or is it reality television specifically that you're going after?
Yeah.
Because
it's one thing to raise a question, it's another thing to actually have a message.
Exactly.
Or at least present both sides of an argument.
Exactly. And then, okay, so there's ones Oh, you didn't watch it. I'm sorry. Okay, can I tell you one thing? It doesn't affect the plot. I promise. Please.
Yes.
Okay, so they bring back that girl who was in seasons 1 and 3, who was the teenage daughter in 1, and she was a witch in 3 who kills with her vagina. Sorry.
Oh yeah, she does that.
Yeah.
She does that.
So she's back in season 6.
I gotta watch this show.
Is it like American Gods where she sucks him up through his vagina?
No, she just sexes men, and then they just
Sexes
explode. They hemorrhage.
So it's not teeth.
No, it's just they have sex, and then when she's done, their eyes and ears and nose just...
Okay.
So they don't explode into a werewolf.
No.
Or get consumed by it.
Like a vacuum. No, so
Free trip.
American Gods is so good.
the most horrifying part is the sound it makes, which is a vacuum.
But so she has a less than 10-minute scene in all of season 6. That's it.
Huh.
And she is a fan of the show about the story in season 6. It's very mimetic. It's very self-referential.
Yeah.
So she's there with some boy, and they're walking through the woods, and they're just playing nameless millennials. And they're both...
Those lazy
Do you
fucks.
mean me?
and they're wearing GoPros, and they're like, we're going to go find the haunted house that was in that show where all those people died. It's going to be crazy. And then they have half of a conversation wherein she's like, oh yeah,
my pumpkin spice latte.
I'm not going to give
and
you
my
any of the details of that
avocado
conversation
toast
because that's...
is not...
But she's like,
Damn
oh
millennials.
yeah, the relationship between men and women and black and white relationship, those are both plot points in the episode, and I won't tell you what they are, but
It's very scary.
she names them, and it's oh, and then having a man murder having a wife murder a black man like this, such and such, it's symbolic of blah 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 blah. And then they never, again, Ryan Murphy almost being either very self-aware or not at all, I don't know,
Is he a good writer? Is he not?
Who knows?
That's tough.
But then she, again, before she gets to the point of her talking about that, she gets called a total bitch and then set on fire by ghosts. And then they die. And then that's her whole scene in that. So
commentary.
I don't know if
Let's-
that's like a deliberate attack on fans, because they know, the writers know that there are fans of these things.
Yeah.
And they have discourses.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to discourse, and you guys are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But like, for me, it felt almost like they were punishing fans who were like trying to find any depth at all.
Yeah.
Which is weird when you keep broaching these subjects repeatedly, and then and then to be mad at fans for like, no, it's just stabbing people. Fuck you.
Yeah, because that's what happened with the 100.
Oh,
The 100.
I don't know enough about that, but
up to like season 3 or something. That's when the writers were like, we're gonna not kill off our queer character.
Okay.
Next episode, you thought.
Sack of dicks.
That's just lying.
That's just
tricky.
lying.
That's lying.
Dick.
That's
And
the
black character that everybody loves, you thought we're not gonna do anything. He's not gonna die in this episode, but the next episode.
Oh, he's the guy who's in American Gods
Yeah.
now, yeah?
He's American
yeah.
Gods.
That's like that. It's like that Bob's Burger
But the
joke
darkness?
where they do the play in the thing.
You didn't trick
And
us, you
yeah,
lied.
That's not a twist. That's a lie. You lied to us.
It's like, haha, slaps it.
Yeah.
You just whacked me with over the head.
Yeah.
How is this funny?
It really hurt. I'm like bleeding here. Do I need stitches?
But you thought I was gonna throw that pie in your face.
But it was filled with rocks.
Oh my god.
What else have you been watching, Chris?
So Twin Peaks, I'm loving it, man. I gotta keep going. It's one of those things I have to stop every once in a while, and then I just watch like 2 or 3 episodes at once. What else have I watched? Okay. I have a very high recommendation to all of us in here and to all our listeners who are hopefully also trying to make their own stuff or write any form of creation. I watched the anime called Recreators.
Oh,
and
shit was awesome.
The writing is grade A. Like it's top notch. The premise of that show in the first episode, and I'm just gonna say what you find out in the first episode, is these characters make it into the real world from anime, video games, visual novels, and fan OCs.
Okay.
Which is most interesting. And you get more and more of these characters showing up. And that's the premise. And then the rest of the show is just about art. Like, it's about what it means to be an artist, to create something, the kind of mentality you have to have for certain genres. What would it be like if you met your character? Some are fucking furious because their world sucks.
Right.
And it's just war-torn. And they're angry at what is essentially their god. And they actually call them gods. Like, because in their head, that's who they are.
The creator, yeah.
They created their world. And it's so fucking fascinating. Like, all these encounters are really good. All the dialogue's grade A. Okay. And like I said, well, I haven't said this. If you are a writer or an artist or have created anything, there are some moments that are gonna hit too close to home for what like they talk about or what state of mind they have, and they explore it in different perspectives. You got the people who are like, no, I gotta write on a time crunch, and then you have the guys that are like, you guys are giving up your integrity because you're writing around that. You're not writing what you mentally think. And then there's people who, once they meet their creations, they feel guilty because they're real now. They're like, well, they were real to them, but now that they're actually face to face, I did do that. I did make it a shitty world. Now I have to find a way to justify that to my creation of any sort.
Okay.
Fuck, that show is great. Like, it's like there's one character. One of the most fascinating characters in that show is a magical girl who, like, stereotypical magical girl. Little kids Japanese TV show.
Yeah.
And she is obviously the most powerful one.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all, because they don't give limits to that power. She has to always beat the villain.
Mm-hmm.
So her powers are always just these giant hearts that kill and destroy everything.
Mm-hmm.
Her first fight is just realizing what her powers actually mean.
Oh.
Like, for instance, she sees blood for the first time. And that fucks with her because no one bleeds on her show.
Right.
They just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And they think it's painless. Or at least the bad guy's gone and, like, learns a lesson.
Right.
And that freaks her the fuck out. Like, she has this existential crisis of, my powers are, like, terrible, and refuses to use them. And instead tries to talk to people, like, instead. And fuck, dude, that show's great. Everyone should watch it. That writing is top notch. It's the first show in a while to totally get me with a twist.
Oh, okay.
Because I've watched enough I've watched enough shit just to like, just TV media in general to be like, okay, they're gonna probably do this. This scene is gonna lead to that.
Oh shit.
And then like, Nick was there. He watched it. He's been watching the show with me, where a scene just legit got me. Like, yeah. I didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it totally works. They follow their own rules. It all works out, and it's fucking great. Everyone should. Yeah, just even like the small details. Like, everyone loves the food on Earth, because when you write, you don't spend time saying this is what the food tastes like. What's the texture? And they're like, our food's bland. It tastes. There's no real substance to it. We just eat, and everyone fucking loves the food. It's crazy. And like, yeah, and all the characters are tropes from different stuff. You got your mecha, you got your I don't want to spoil what one of the characters becomes, because when it happened, I went, that's exactly what kind of character I want to show up, because I want to know what that interaction's like. Mm-hmm. So everyone go check it out. Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Have any of you seen Netflix did a new show called Neo Yokio?
Yes.
No.
You have a fun time.
I just
is that show brilliant or is it garbage?
Oh, it's a masterpiece. Man. It's
you know how things are like parodies of things? It's a pastiche.
Yeah,
it plays with all the tropes.
Yeah.
Okay. And even though like the plot line's kind of iffy,
it gets better.
There.
It gets there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they deserve that Toblerone?
You know what?
Because
I would say with Jaden Smith and a Toblerone.
Okay. You know where? Hang on. For anyone who doesn't know what the show is, this is a Jaden Pinkett Smith joint.
Yeah, it was.
That was.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the main character. It's written and directed and created by the
one guy on Vampire Weekend.
The creator of the singer from Vampire Weekend. And
Sorry,
it also has.
Sorry to anyone who likes Vampire Weekend.
Well, okay.
Are you really sorry? Do you feel bad right now?
Do you deserve
saying that?
Do you deserve a gut
reaction of, ooh, I shouldn't have said that? Yeah. Or are you just saying that because logically you don't want to be a dick?
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Nick. I'm not sorry.
Some of the other voices, though, they have, besides Jaden Smith, they also have Jude Law is in it.
Yeah.
They have Stephen Fry. They have Steve Buscemi. They have...
Yeah, that's it. I want to watch it because of Steve Buscemi.
It's such a phenomenally cast thing, and it's bizarre because there seems to be so much love and effort into something that reads a lot like one of those abridged animes that people do. Because the phrasing is sometimes just bizarre.
But like when it has its moments, like the little things, they're just amazing.
Yeah. So you're up to episode 2.
I'm episode 2. I just started episode 3. I'm like, I don't know if I have time.
So the premise, that's the weird thing is the main character is Kazuma, who is the second most eligible bachelor in all of Neo Yokio. Second. They have a leaderboard. They have a big board with all the men's names who are the most eligible bachelors. And it's just such a strange, because his family are wizards who banish demons. But also Neo Yokio is not in any way, it's New York basically in the future.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's no subtlety in that title, dude.
No. No. And half of New York is underwater now, and people live in like Futurama-esque underwater apartments.
Okay.
That's the thing. The world building is what gets me. I love it.
Yeah, it's really...
So many implications. Like, what? Mechas?
How did
Mecha
this-
butlers?
How-
What?
Oh yeah, the Mecha Butler. He has a Mecha Butler played by Jude Law.
What?
Yeah.
And there's a pilot of that Mecha Butler.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
It's such a good time. I really like it. I think it's very, very funny. But it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
So out of a Jaden Smith to a Toblerone, what would you put it?
What's the? It's a big Toblerone, man.
Yeah.
At
Will
least
Smith's
$400.
Yeah. Huh?
That was the rating I would have given.
Oh,
Will
yeah.
Smith's Switch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's for all the Will Smith music reference I'll make on this one.
Let's cap it.
My problem is so for what else I've been watching, because my problem is I've been starting a lot of shit just to check them out. I checked out this one anime because it piqued my interest called Gaijin or KG. No, KG.
KG?
The like KG the Gambler or something. Some title. It's a gambling anime.
Oh, okay.
And it's probably the best one I've seen in a while. And my favorite part about it, one, the games are actually pretty suspenseful, and you don't actually know what's going to happen because they will do stuff to their main characters.
Okay.
And the main character, KG, is this anime could also be like a character study into basically what is gambling addiction.
Oh.
Because he's a horrible piece of shit. Like there's no getting around it. He's a terrible human being.
No
like,
redeeming this.
Yeah, he steals stuff from car. Like they go into how he's like jealous of the rich because they don't say it, but he takes hood ornaments from cars that are really expensive. And there's a moment in there that's really human in that he's given up gambling for like months, but like at the drop of a hat, he gets back into it when given the opportunity. Like an addiction, like when it happens. My biggest, it's really good. The art style's great. It's done by Madhouse.
okay.
So the animation's good. My biggest problem is I can't stand the narrator. I think he tells the audience way too much. Stuff that I think would have been great if they had just done it in the anime.
Right.
Because it would have come off as subtle, but a really nice detail.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to explain it in like this big bombastic way.
Right.
I go, I don't need that. You're just, I feel like you're wasting my time, and I feel like you're talking down to me, even though I figured it out like a long time ago. So if you get around that, it's a fun time. Another anime, I started Boku no Pico My Hero Aka.
Oh, okay. That went places.
I just don't like saying the name right because it bothers me. My Hero Aka. First shonen that I'm willing to give a shot.
I like it.
Academia.
Because I think My Hero Aka. It's just really fuck with people. So my thing with shonen is on a fundamental level, I don't like the way shonen stuff is done.
The art style?
No, writing.
Oh, okay.
I don't like constant upwards of power levels start. I don't like that it's just a self-insert character that's going to always win. I thought I'd give My Hero Aka a shot because there's a lot of comic references, and like the thing that sold me was there's this character apparently named Stain.
Yeah.
That's just hey, hang on.
Don't turn it into a werewolf.
Sorry.
He's a character based off of 90s Image.
Really?
So yes, and and that sold me because 90s are bad with art.
I love it. The edge.
It's
The edges.
over
As
designed.
just Spawn, Rob
Yeah.
Liefeld-esque.
Oh my god.
design.
Yeah.
It's fun. That show's
Cool.
fun.
New episode comes out today.
I'm
out
only
today.
6 episodes in.
Oh,
Okay.
That show's fun. I like how the character's a fucking loser. Like the main character is just a punk.
It's
He
just
gets-
grounded. It's really real.
The one thing I think that show does exceptionally well is it gets the mentality of a child looking up to superheroes. Maybe because I read a lot of comics growing up that I can see it. Of just that wonder of that there's something bigger to life and you have to be this model. Or at least transcend any like just human flaws, I guess. So they get that moment exceptionally right.
Well, that's great.
What I will say about that show is like it does that tropey stuff. It has like a tournament thing. It has
Straight up. They do the
tournament.
tuning exam in like episode 3.
And like the reason I don't watch a lot of anime is because I don't like going through the tropey things just to get through
That's why
it.
I fucking hate shonen. Like,
Except
JoJo's great. Because JoJo fixes a lot of shonen.
No, but it uses it for its intended purpose to put the characters in those situations that it needs to, and a
lot of it's shorter. It's not dragged out.
Yeah, and it's like more like back to basics sort of thing, like executed as well as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think characters are I love that characters are different art styles, and I love that characters say like why like he looks different from the rest.
Did you see their costumes yet?
Yeah.
I love the tape dude.
Tape dude.
Yeah.
Tape dude. Deku's costume is terrible. I hate it.
And that's the point.
No, and that's the point. That it's shit.
That little character with the rubber ball, and he has a diaper.
Fucking Barry.
Oh,
Barry.
yeah.
He's a little Barry, yeah.
He's just like a pervert.
Yeah.
Kid.
He's like the smallest of them all. He looks like a little child.
Well,
and like his whole thing is that he shoots like rubber balls and he bounces like off of them. That's how he moves around.
That's his power.
His momentum. It builds momentum with it.
Different levels of power.
Yeah.
I love how All Might's just a heavily shaded, no eyes, like amounts of shade, and he looks like that all the time. And they make comments like, "Wow, he really does look different." But it's fun. It's fun. I don't know what else. I mean, I've been reading sci-fi stuff for like Asimov levels.
Oh,
of
great!
Yeah. Oh, so I have a question to pose to all of you.
Oh, jeez.
And Corey already
Does
knows
it have
it.
anything to do with robots? Because I don't like them.
It has everything to do with robots. It has.
Okay.
Do you know the laws of? Do you know the laws of robotics?
The 3 laws of robotics?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with them.
Okay, so I'll just say them because I read the essay too for it. Robots can never injure a human. Robots can never let harm come to a human unless it violates the first law. A robot must preserve itself at all costs unless it violates the first 2 laws.
Yep.
So my question is, can robots throw mad shade? Can
Yes.
can they emotionally harm or injure people?
Yeah.
On a psychological, and I've got a couple arguments for this.
Well, I was gonna say that's the whole point of the book I, Robot is just to point out the flaws.
Really? Okay, I haven't gone to it yet, so because I'm gonna.
You ever seen the movie Will Smith? You just put him in a cage.
Yeah, okay,
and that's
but
all you have to do.
Let's be fair to me. I didn't think that was. I don't know. I had a
I don't know
sense
how
that it was.
accurate
that it was.
That's where Will
Did
Smith.
they have Converse and
Helicopter.
have a Mercedes?
I'm not sure. Shia LaBeouf wasn't there, but all I know is
Man, I was talking about that actually in the class, in the sci-fi class I'm taking. Be like, man, iRobot's one of those movies where it does interesting stuff. I don't know if it's a good movie. I don't think it is a good movie, but it has interesting ideas. Like,
Will Smith has run away from 2 CGI armies. I'm just now remembering that.
that's true.
all right, so back to the question: can robots throw mad shade?
Yes.
Carissa, what do you think?
I think so. Yeah, they just have to execute it right.
Yeah.
Because
How so?
the best shade is not. I identify that as shade. It's
Yeah, they
oh,
won't
that's
even.
a good compliment. And then later you go, wait a.
Oh, it's the sneaky.
It's a sneaky thing.
Yeah, it's the Mean Girls level.
Yeah.
No,
like
it's
trying to
beyond
compliment.
Mean Girls.
Ooh, okay. Hey, someone's like knocking at. Should we all come back now? Like,
okay,
Is that,
sure.
I really don't know what's happening here.
Oh, okay,
What
we'll
were we
just come
talking?
back.
Oh,
That was a very delicious break.
That was delicious.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about robots if they can throw mad shade.
Okay.
Carissa says yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, I'm so chewing.
Oh, that's okay.
Rinse, and begin.
I say no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let's do
No,
let's
no,
take
because right, you said this. You made this argument that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get into it after.
Sorry. Okay. Well,
No.
like, I'm saying no because people respond to the same joke differently, right?
Sure.
And say the robot said this joke to one person and they got it. They were like, okay, this is funny. Doesn't personally offend or hurt me.
Yeah.
But if someone else sees that, right? If someone else views it like the under like
Duress.
they're already under like no.
They're just around when the joke happens.
Either that or like it's videotaped. So they're always being. You have to go into this idea that you're always going to be watched. Like what you're saying is going to be available somewhere.
Okay.
So if that doesn't hurt one person, it might hurt another person.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, like the jokes that you can make are really limited.
Sure,
that
apply to any person.
Yeah, so they need to be widely applicable to everyone.
Okay.
So
that's what I'm saying.
And I remember, Chris, you were going into how like they hide it as a compliment of some sort, right?
No,
And so
because
they
that's
really
the
think
basis
about-
of the definition. Of
That's some
shade,
classic
right?
shit. That's
classic shade.
Yeah.
So
and if it's mad shade, it's like super intense.
yeah.
It's not like they're throwing an umbrella at you. They're
Yeah.
throwing an umbrella at someone else, so it can bounce back at them.
Can they throw shade? Can they like make fun of other people's mothers? Can they just insult each other? Can a robot call someone an asshole? Like,
I don't need to call you an asshole because you already know it.
Oh, wow.
That's throwing shade.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So throwing shade. What about just straight up insults?
Straight up insults.
Yeah. Like fuck you, asshole, or
Were they commanded to throw insults or what?
It has to be programmed though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in them. I think.
Well, hang on. Let's assume they get AI, because any robot's gonna have.
They have an
artificial
independent
intelligence.
personality.
And they've probably been taking stuff from humans and how they
Consult
perceive
Urban
shit.
Dictionary.
Yeah, and humans are always talking shit.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
even a part of
anyways.
our like building rapport with each other is like
Talking shit.
talking
Yeah.
shit a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it
Mutual.
depends on the. This might be too. I don't know how complicated these robots are.
Okay.
It might depend on who they're talking to.
Okay.
Again, because
Mm-hmm.
if they're talking to someone, let's say like, let's say there's someone who knows how to like deal with that. That's one thing. But like, what if they're the person they're working for is like very depressed? You're a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
I know why your wife left you now.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking
Yeah,
garbage.
just laying into it, right?
Yeah. And he's already like he hasn't left the house in a few days. Like that might be because now you're risking him hurting himself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like one of the arguments I had posed to Corey was insulting someone or hurting someone emotionally.
Yeah.
Does cause a physical reaction to happen in our bodies.
Sure.
Does that physical reaction constitute as injury? Because I'm sure Asimov, when he was coming up with those laws, was purely thinking about like physical.
Yes.
And probably intended for that. But if it causes a physical discomfort, how bad does that discomfort have to be in order to count as an injury? Is that quantifiable?
You don't have to worry about it because if you put them in cages and turn your back, you don't have to worry at all. That's the whole loophole with the laws. That's the whole movie. Because in the movie, and in the book too, if you put humans in a cage, then you don't have to deal with it because you don't physically harm them.
You're not harming
They
them.
just deteriorate themselves. They decompose and starve.
Mm-hmm.
And if you turn away, you don't have to.
Asimov gets into that too. There's a story called Reason.
Don't fucking change.
And they put him away. He still feeds them.
Yeah.
And makes sure they stay alive.
Yeah,
and are well kept.
They're just imprisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the loophole. And with Converse, too.
But
I'm kidding.
I think also like that response, you would have to have a robot that has like Big Hero 6 abilities to like do a. Did no one see them? I love that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fully keeping
Okay.
Yeah.
Wherein you could like see. Oh, his neurotransmitters are down. What? It must have been something I said. Oh no. But also that doesn't take into account what if the robot again picks up humanity from other humans.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say dumb shit that's hurtful without
Yeah.
any intention to.
People still don't understand people. That's why
Yeah.
anthropology is a
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
And anthropology.
Exactly. Like
But-
so the robot's just like, oh, I like you better in black pants. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, fine.
You fucked up.
What?
You fucked up because there's a zero flaw.
There's a zero law?
What is it?
The zero
Is it
flaw.
by Asimov?
Yeah.
Hang on, is it by Asimov? It wasn't just like
the zeroth law of robotics. Zeroth law above all the others. A robot may not harm humanity or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm.
Okay, yeah, because there's that story about the human who is trapped on like under a rover or some shit with and he's running out of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, because that was so the robot had to go help him, but by going out there, it would damage itself, and so it was in a conflict before the laws were adjusted. Because it was like, if I go out there, I'm gonna die. Yeah. But if I don't, that guy's gonna die, and that's a big rule.
Was that the Mercury story?
And that's a big rule.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big rule.
It was before the addendums of cannot violate the...
That they're in order of magnitude of power.
Because that story was written before, like, he figured out...
Yeah, before he fully realized.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think it was an early Asimov.
It was a very early one.
It was like a mining thing on an asteroid or some such, and...
On Mercury, I think.
Yeah, and he gets pinned under an actual person gets pinned under a thing, and the robot's like,
I only have enough fuel to die.
But in accordance to Nick's relation of the zeroth law, then that means robots cannot throw match aid. Because that's
why I'm no. I gotta say no.
Why?
Because you're right. Because what happens is, just like in the movie, you know how there's like assisted suicide. If you know that someone's going to commit suicide but you don't do anything,
yes,
you let it happen. Just like in the movie, he let it happen. He broke the law by inaction. He let the human harm himself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I have to say no, because again, physical harm that your body creates when because if you hear like an insult or something like very,
you know that could cause harm.
that can cause psychological trauma.
Yeah.
So like all robots are picking up dumpster babies.
Which can like human,
yes,
like human verbal abuse can lead to self harm.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Attempt to suicide. Therefore, through inaction, you're right. We're both right. You're all right. At this podcast, best year ever.
Congratulations.
You ruined everything.
I did. Does anyone have anything to say?
Great job, fuck nuts. Runs up here.
Got my Converse.
Did you see that in the movie they had this fan that was like one? It only had one of those wing
blades.
things. It was just like
those exist.
I know, but it's so weird.
That's strange. That's
who does that cool down?
That's the
I think
weirdest
it's more
part
of a
of the movie.
psychological thing. But
I only sit in this one spot, and I'm really comfortable.
But I think sci-fi goes beyond just like robotics too.
yeah. Oh no, it does. My question was just like
Specifically
pertaining to life. Yeah, because we had a class discussion about it, and I was talking to a friend, and that idea came up to me. Does can they just be shits to each other?
Are you guys watching Rick and Morty?
No,
Sci-fi show?
Not caught up.
No.
Yeah, I have. I caught up.
Oh, you caught up? I gotta catch up.
Oh, it's good.
I'm on the
good.
still first series. Did season 3 finish?
Season 3 finishes tomorrow, I think.
Oh, okay. So you know what? Then I'll probably just binge watch.
Yeah.
That's what I did with the first 2 seasons, anyway.
It's like a year and a half between. Why would you do that?
So because I didn't get into it until the end of the second season.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
For sure.
So I mean, it just wasn't on my radar. I guess I'm not smart enough to
like everyone on the internet.
Yeah, everyone who's on Facebook with their little Facebook Rick Sanchez pages. Yeah. What? Have you not got? So there's Facebook pages on Facebook. I don't know.
What?
Pages on Facebook.
I'm
Yeah.
following you.
They're called Rick Sanchez clubs, and there's more than one, and all of them have very similar through lines, very similar people who join them. First of all, people who think that they are
Rick said
they can
like that's the right way to go.
That's the right that Rick and Morty is in any way promoting that you should want to be like Rick Sanchez.
But isn't Rick Sanchez a terrible character?
Oh,
he's a
yeah.
monster.
He's supposed to be like a toxic human being.
It's the same as BoJack Horseman or I don't know if anyone.
You can relate to them in certain aspects, but
you shouldn't want to.
You shouldn't want to relate.
You should see that and say, "Oh, I should try and fix that."
You can relate, but you can't replicate their actions.
Or Mad Men. If you don't watch this Mad Men.
Oh yeah. Have you seen The Wire? But I mean
No.
But yeah. Okay, so Rick Sanchez.
But no, they're it's just a bunch of punky jerks who think that they're smarter than everyone. It's just no SJWs or feminists here.
Oh, I met a guy the other day that was exactly like that.
What?
On campus. And I'm like, how old are you again? I'm just a freshman and I'm doing the STEM major. I'm not gonna like pinpoint a
Out
specific
though.
person.
Yeah.
And he was
Call him out.
he was trying so hard to like, I am better than you, and I'm like, but what about quantum physics? And he was like, shit. He knows way more than I do.
That shit's overrated.
It's almost like you've been in college.
Yeah.
You're
It's
taking
so
more
weird.
classes.
But yeah, it's
Any monkey can reciprocate like facts they learn to actually comprehend it and like
and apply
reason.
it.
Yeah, that shit's overrated.
But do you know how many restrooms are in Building 8? No.
You know about the haunted elevator? That's like
It opened, yes. Like, no,
Did it?
I was
Yo,
walking
stop
past
everything.
it.
What's up?
I was walking past it because I was
You
in
three
the
don't
lab.
know.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, you don't know Building 8?
No.
Building 8
I just realized I've never told them about this.
Wait,
I've never heard of
Tell me
this.
that guy who jerked
Okay,
off.
you want to use?
Okay,
Wait,
so Building
I mean, I
8.
also-
Wait, what's
Wait,
school?
We go to the same school.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes to Pomona.
Okay.
So Building 8 is a science building, and all the departments are in there. But if you're there late at night, things start happening.
Things are weird.
Things are weird. And I think it's just paranoia on my part. But like,
No, I'm with
the
you. now.
elevator, I walked past it. I was going to the restroom. I walked past it. It just opened, and I was like, "What?" And it slowly closed, and I went back down. And I'm like, "Who wants to go all the way up here at night at like 9 o'clock at nighttime?"
Ghost.
And goes back down.
Yeah. And that's happened, like, I've seen that happen. I've heard other people seen this happen.
Wait,
And
why
that-
were you on campus at night?
I was finishing up some
Night
stuff.
class.
Oh,
Classes,
okay.
dude.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, come
That's
on.
fair.
Come on, man.
This sounds like you were in an empty building.
Oh.
And then
It was practically empty. There was no
Yeah.
one there.
Dude, I used to have labs that ended at, like, 10 at night.
Yeah.
So,
And on Thursday I was there again. Because I practically live there.
yeah.
There was like a group of people who were just finished class and they're like, push the button. The door opens, but not the elevator door. So you can see the inner workings of the other
Oh,
doors.
yeah.
There's two doors.
Ah.
And they're like, what the fuck? So they're like,
step in.
should I like press the button again? The moment they pressed the button, it just went and went straight down.
Oh Jesus.
I was like,
Oh,
what
that
the
elevator-
fuck?
That elevator's fucked, man.
I need to see this elevator.
And that's the elevator that's always bouncing, and it's just on one
Yes.
elevator.
What?
There's one elevator that they closed off. There's 3 elevators. One elevator they closed off. You can't use it ever again.
Uh-huh.
One of them has like this really creepy picture inside the outer door,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, it just says thug. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the person.
No.
but
No,
okay.
someone obviously really liked Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
it's-
it's super creepy because it just stares at you every time you look at it as it's closing. And the other one is the one that bounces.
The elevator's trying to size you up. By, like, saying it's a bug.
It's like, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
And the third one is a creepy one. There
Uh-huh.
used to be a condom in there somewhere
Okay.
that they threw into the light somehow.
What?
Because there's lights.
Good aim.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They
but,
threw
like,
it in there.
there's
And
an-
no,
like,
that wasn't my question.
It's
there were
in there.
lights. Oh, there are lights.
it's in there. And like every time you come out, it'll be like bouncing. And then you have to wait a bit and you go, am I dead? Am I dead?
Yeah, am I dying?
I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Okay, never using this ever again. And it's always the one that always tries to help you.
Yeah.
How tall? How tall is the building? Like how many floors? Is
There's 4 floors.
Four.
That's enough.
Yeah.
But there's, well, technically there's 5 floors.
Yeah,
That's
one
weird.
because one's like 0 floor
Oh.
because half of it's technically underground
Oh. Okay.
because it's built into a hill.
Yeah.
Mezzanine deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
the
then-
library?
No,
No,
building
it's
8.
Okay.
Building 8, science building. No, break.
Man, I
You know the
I
quad.
haven't been in there a while.
No.
Yeah.
You know where it's at then, right? Like the
Yeah.
brick one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This building.
Oh, okay.
We all go to the same.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's haunted elevator.
That's cool.
It's pretty dope.
You gotta
nice.
show me. I need to see this.
I haven't been in building 8
Whoa.
since I like changed majors, so
Yeah, no.
that'd be an experience for
They're
me
called
too.
the
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures Bouncers.
Oh my god.
Is
there a ghost in here? Hey.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did you touch me, bro?
Ghost, make yourself heard. So represent. But just ghost.
Bro, I think I just heard something, man. Like, oh shit, man.
Somebody touched my back.
No, it's so
Yeah, that looks
creepy
pretty
because
good.
I think Building 8 is creepier than Building 5 because
Oh, building 8's way creepier than that. Building 5 is just falling apart.
Building
Building
what's-
8's actually haunted.
Which
Yeah.
one's
I'm,
I'm
five?
like confident it's the
Building
English
5
one.
has skeletons
Oh.
in it.
What?
I know
Yeah.
because we have skeletons in it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Building 8 is the creepier one.
Yeah.
I'm an anthropology major. We have skeletons.
Okay.
Not just like
we are
students who have perished.
They're buried in
Who was
foundations.
sacrificed for good grades.
No, but we have artifacts that are like super old and all that stuff. But they don't seem creepy to me. And I'm like, we have
Sure.
obsidian. Like, that's
Which
not
is-
it's not haunting anything.
Uh-huh.
But the building 8 is the creepy one.
Well, because Building 8's actually haunted.
Yeah.
So.
And I practically live there, so.
Are you guys familiar with the Metro Hospital? I feel like
I've heard the name before.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a big thing near where we record this very same podcast.
Is that the abandoned asylum?
That's the abandoned.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
The-
right.
Yeah. The
What?
Yeah.
Never mind.
We have an abandoned asylum.
Can we
here.
explore that now?
No, because they have cop cars patrolling now.
Yeah.
Like ever
wait,
since
what?
ever since high school, like ever since I got out of high school, they've been having cop cars because fucking teenagers would just go in.
Yeah,
and
that
also
makes
homeless
sense.
people would just try to.
Yeah, go have homeless gangbang. But
Yeah.
it was a really nice.
Why is that immediately the thing you go to?
I mean, don't
Because that's
worry.
what happened.
That's what
I mean,
happens.
That's what happens.
It's called a dirt pile. It's beautiful, but
Corey, when you really think about the world and how things work, you're gonna realize how much of it is because just homeless people are fucking. And
oh yeah,
It's called
why
the soup
do
kitchen.
why do the doors why do the doors constantly stay open at beaches, to the point that they're built to stay open unless you lock them? It's because homeless people fuck them.
but when
That's a legit reason. Go look it up.
Did
What?
you go
Especially
around
here-
when you were in
especially in
high
the
school?
States,
Did you
yeah.
go in
No,
there?
I never got to go. Like,
Oh man, that's
yeah, it was
But
like,
when you have a homeless gangbang in a car, it's called a soup kitchen.
That's right.
It's called the soup kitchen.
Oh, I thought you meant actual that was happening at soup kitchens.
No.
Why would you call
it
that?
could be.
That's how I call it.
Because of all the chowder.
Yeah.
But
Webster Dictionary. Those guys. Dictionary.
I think I learned something
Yeah.
today.
It's a synonym. Come on.
Chris, I always feel bad for you that we like teach you something horrible, like because I've taught you about Bible Black. I've
my
taught you.
We're not. I don't like
I'm
that.
the
Keeps
very
I didn't even
bad
have
guy.
to bring it up. It's awesome. Keep
Ugh.
going.
I know shit about bog bodies, but like you guys know
Wait,
shit about other things.
what?
Oh, bog mummies?
Bog bodies.
Okay, this is a new
That's
thing.
good.
What is that?
Awesome.
What mummified bodies?
Yeah,
in
in
bogs.
bogs.
Sometimes
Bogs?
things happen in the
Like a swamp.
bogs. And
Oh,
there's
oh.
a body, and the bog takes it over.
And then it preserves it.
Yeah,
really, really
preserves it.
well.
Oh.
Because there's very low oxygen levels in the bog, and it's slightly acidic.
Yeah.
So it preserves it. So people like go out in expeditions. Oh, I'm just gonna get some peat to burn at home. Holy shit, that's an arm.
But there's lots of instances, aren't there, that like people will find bog mummies and they believe them to be recent. Like,
Yeah.
I've just found someone who has just been murdered. I have to call the police right now.
Yeah, and that would be the perfect thing. But then it turns out the body is like,
It's like
2,000 years
1,000
old.
Yeah.
of years
Whoa.
old. Yeah,
It's a
Is
big
that-
archaeological
It's so
find.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that,
cool.
That person's still dead. He got murdered.
We just solved a case.
But it was just with,
Scotland Yard, where are you?
it was just with a spear and not
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
gun.
It seems that he there was a lot of the this is just a weird thing I really like. In Ireland there were a whole bunch of bog mummies found
There's a bug there.
because there's bogs, and they were all nippleless
Oh yeah, because it was torture.
because it
They
was
would cut off
yeah.
nipples.
It was also it was a
People.
punishment for trying to become the king, like the king of Ireland. Unlike normal kings, Ireland, they had like a gladiatorial-esque battle, and
Like you do.
whoever won gets to be king.
Okay.
You could compete to be king of Ireland.
Yeah.
But if you lose your nipples, because a part of showing I don't know, like fealty or loyalty to the king of Ireland is to kiss their nipples.
What?
That's new to me.
Yeah.
That I knew.
Yeah.
You heard Where do you go for
Yeah.
trivia?
You've heard of it.
I kiss nipples. Yeah.
No, so yeah, there's a bunch of nippleless men in the fields of Ireland.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Because that would be like the former king or something.
Yeah,
Or like
basically.
someone who's very related to them.
Yeah, that's worse than dying, I think. Or no.
Losing your nipples, then dying.
Some of them, they were like, oh, we're just going to torture you until you give us information.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
Slice.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to tell us? Slice. Strangle.
Or the how do you feel about Inca mummies? Do you
Ooh,
care
that's
for
good.
those ice mummies?
Ice mummy. Yeah.
Oh, I
They found
What?
so many things last month.
Right. I
About
know.
What?
Peru.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
So they find. Oh, I don't know a lot. There's articles out there.
You know more than us. Like,
Yeah.
it's like-
They finally finished the. They were doing lab stuff on this one Inca mummy, and it turns out she was the princess of the Incan Empire at that particular time, and she was buried with so much stuff, and they're like, "Holy shit, she's important."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, where did they get these stuff from? Like, you don't really find jade in this parts, so they were doing trade all around.
That's actually
Yeah,
really
It's
cool.
really awesome.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating.
Cool.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I skulked around that place when I was a kid. Not the Inca.
Yeah, I was about to say,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the
The
bogs.
asylum.
Bogs.
The asylum.
Yeah.
They also found like stuff in the Yucatan cenotes.
Oh what?
They found one of the
I'm really interested in this.
they found they put a marker.
Mhm.
They put a marker on one of the cenotes, and they're like, "There's stuff down there. We can't reach it. We're gonna come back later."
Mm.
And it turns out people did go into that cenote, and they they looted,
Mhm.
and they found evidence of like one of the oldest people of the Americas.
Oh wow.
Because they dated the skeletons,
Mhm.
or skeletal remains, and they're like, "Holy shit, this revamps the entire
Understanding.
understanding of humanity."
Wow, that's
in
fantastic.
the Americas.
It's all bullshit. Everything I learned is wrong. And
No, it's just like, instead of like 11,000 years, it's 20,000 years.
yeah, that's like,
Oh, wow.
But guys,
that's like 9,000.
Jesus only made the world 5,000 years ago. That doesn't even make sense. What are you talking?
No, I'm sorry.
And this was in the Yucatan. Like, these were cenotes, and people were always like constantly using it, right?
Uh-huh.
Because one is water, and two,
It's connected to the spirit world.
the Maya
in
would
a lot
use
of
that
places,
as like an offering place to
Yeah.
underworld.
Oh, is this the place where they throw in gold into quote unquote bottomless pit?
It is like that scene from El Dorado. You
Yes.
remember? Yes, it's
Yes,
very
is it
similar.
like that
to
scene?
It's similar to that.
Yay.
It's Kenneth Branagh being very sad at all the
It's-
gold going away.
It's Elton John singing while like
It is Elton John singing.
while you throw gold into.
Oh man, I should watch that again.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
May have
So
bad bodies.
No,
Versus Bible Black. Humanity. I
So
love
it's-
the bees.
Hand in hand.
So anything about the asylum?
Oh no, just that I frightened children. Around this time of year, I would go there with like a handful of people, and like because of the homelessness and like sometimes people would go and graffito all over the
Graffito.
Graffito.
Oh, yeah. Quad.
Tea.
They would actually use primer.
That's right.
Like
It was
yeah.
very professional. It was
Yeah.
very well done.
Oh, wow.
Like what was weird was I grew up in the '90s, but this wasn't then. But when I went in there,
Okay.
they did that stuff that I remember from Joel Schumacher's Batman, where it's like glow in the dark graffiti.
Yeah.
It's black and white. And I was like, who does this? who is this for?
Yeah.
But what was very funny is I went there maybe 3 times when I was in high school, and
Right.
the second or third time I think it was around Halloween, and other kids were in there. We could hear them moving around.
Yeah.
And we decided, like, you know, it'd be really funny is to...
If we just punch one. Wouldn't that
Scare them for life. Scar them in the face.
wouldn't that be a great prank if I just punch one?
You thought it was a pie, but it was actually a fish.
Hey guys, that'd be really funny. What if we cut them up into little fucking pieces?
Breaking children in the asylum gone sexual.
Now you see, that's a pro.
Are you a happy baby?
Oh wow. Johnny, you can go home. You're a silly happy baby. You don't belong here.
You want to join the army? No.
We comrades, we're all in this. No, we just hid in a bunch of like because
Go boogity boogity boo.
yeah. Basically, just throw a chair across a floor and then make them piss themselves. It was very funny.
They actually calculate it. They're like, Projectile voice.
This is not.
Angle. This is not the time. Where's my TI calculator?
I want some like haunted footage found, and it's it's you just.
It's just me throwing a chair. Are you familiar with the haunted footage of the insurance agency from England? It's a pretty popular like viral video. It's all in green. It's like green.
Dude, I watched so many that I may have seen it, and I just remember.
It's one of my favorites. It's very well done. It's almost convincing, I'd say. It's very well done. It's like it's just a bunch of clips from an insurance agency somewhere in England at 3 a.m, and just like computers keep turning on and off, and then chairs move, and then like the file drawers open and papers go all over the place. It's really well done. It top notch.
The problem with that is that if it's done too much over the top, like shit's moving way too much, it becomes like less and less believable.
Oh no, it was like just a step down from the middle of Poltergeist.
Okay.
So like not the most ridiculous thing, but it was like people would notice how much paper's all over the floor.
Yeah.
This is troubling.
This one would just be like
annoying.
Someone would think someone broke in.
You're like, God damn it.
Someone would get fired under like a witch hunt.
Someone's trying to falsify documents
Yeah.
on their tax report. This is a problem.
Someone's trying to fax this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Get out? No, that's the wrong file.
Burn the entire series of Bible Black on a floppy.
That's
Oh
my
my god.
They're asking for $666. We're not paying that. God damn it.
You don't even have $1.
Which one's the video with the angel at like
funny.
a bank or at a fucking
In the parking lot of a bank?
Yeah, it's
I
a
think I
parking
know
lot
what
of a
you mean.
bank or a parking lot of some fucking convenience store.
I think I know what you mean. It's like a bright light and then it kind of lands. Yeah.
It looks like an angel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I know the thing you're talking about.
There was a time in my life where I just
I dedicated a lot of my
Yeah.
senior year of high school.
Yeah, same here. Like towards the end of high school for whatever fucking reason.
Because you get a lot more time in computer lab and you just want to
Say goodbye.
there's two things
there's-
I like looking up and I'm at school, so
One is Bog Buddies, the other one I don't know.
thank
The
you.
other one is
Yes.
Bible Black.
Yes.
They didn't have that registered on their safety. Like
That's true. They didn't. They just thought I was a very religious. I'm not playing into this game. You're setting up for me.
They said that. I didn't look at me.
Alright, so we're about 2.5 hours in to
Oh,
the
yeah.
podcast.
All right.
Do we have time to tell the stories? It's up to you guys.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. If you want to tell stories.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I
All
don't
right,
have any
cool.
stories right now.
Then let's start with Corey. You said you had one.
Okay, yeah, kinda.
Okay. What was it?
Alright, so at the beginning of this month, I went to Sacramento.
Oh, and yes, hang on for a second. We are actually going to tell stories for.
Oh,
We haven't-
right, yeah.
we
Glad
haven't
you
done
announced
that.
it.
We
Glad
haven't.
you announced it now.
Well, because the thing is, we haven't done it in like 2 months.
Wait, really?
Because all our conversations end up going like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So at the beginning of the month, I was at my friend's house.
Cool.
Cause then we'd go to Sac Anime. And I had to use the bathroom
Yeah.
like you do, and I had not
I
used
know,
their
but
toilet before.
you do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
What is this waste product?
Yeah. I'm too efficient as a human.
Nothing but sarcasm.
Gotta suck it in. You gotta suck it
You
in.
get all the sunlight and you just breathe out oxygen.
You just
Lodge it in, yeah. Keep it lodged.
So I went to the bathroom.
Okay.
I don't know this toilet. This is not a toilet familiar to me.
So,
You weren't very
But-
so you're
Yeah.
suspicious of it.
Well,
It's
no,
for sure.
I was like, hey man, I gotta go and
You have a conversation
It's not
with
toilet.
him.
no, not the
So-
toilet, my friend.
Listen.
I'm like,
You're not
Dude.
gonna like what I'm doing.
I had to get acquainted.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, I gotta go, but I don't think this is up for the task.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and-
Oh,
yeah,
big man over here.
I know it. And then my. Are you okay? Then my friend's like, it's fine, just go. I'm like, well, all right. And then the worst happens, and I'm like, I told you. It's
Not my fault.
It's backed up. So he's like, okay, well, we really got to go if we're gonna make this panel, so we better
So you left
hurry
it.
this up. No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
He went to the back to look for like a plunger because I guess I hadn't used it in a while.
Sure.
He comes back with this long black trunk looking like an elephant trunk looking thing.
Okay.
It's like an accordion black thing, and I'm like, no,
It's still on a stick.
It's still on a stick, but then this huge like accordion looking thing, and then like a point at the end, and I'm like,
I think I may know what you're talking about. Like,
what am I to do with this?
Isn't that to clean the drains out of the sink?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's
That's not what I used it for.
So really like.
Oh no! Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll work with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the toilet. I push down, right? You know, and all the air from it, goes out. And I'm like, oh, immediately there's a problem because when I come back up, everything
is going to be sucked into
inside
Yeah.
of the thing, and I'm like, well, this is only bad.
Yeah.
So I go through it a couple times, and I'm like, this is entirely it's going in, and it's not coming out.
Oh, no.
So, but like I finally just pressed back in, and I don't know. Luckily, it all worked out, but they had better throw that thing out. That is disgusting.
Oh
like
my
it sucks, but it.
Because
You don't clean in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You don't clean that.
Yeah. Who knows what's living down
I know.
Like,
How
And
very
I'm-
delicious.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's
I've
terrible.
thought
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
right
God.
before like.
That's way scary.
Yeah.
That's way scarier than elevators.
Elevators.
Listen, Nick, you don't get it, okay?
I don't want to.
Dear man.
We're gonna make it.
You don't know what it's like to have an elevator tell you thug.
How would you love Tony Hawk Underground?
Yeah, that was mine. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like that plunger.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And that concludes.
Podcast 1 year.
That's the flavor we're leaving you with.
Yeah,
The
fuck-
flavor of bile.
you thought you were getting 5 stories. We're only gonna do that one.
What's that one? That's all we
Wait,
want.
you're not gonna throw me under the bus and have that? No, someone else go.
It's like
You're,
Richard's-
Nick, get under that bus.
I'll dive right in. So I was at funeral services a couple months ago.
Great.
I know, let's keep
Okay.
going. It's for a friend. And then after the services, the family comes up to me and says, "Hey, Nick, it's good that you were able to come. Not a lot of people came, but we're happy that you were able to come support family, and we do need donations." And I said, "Sure." And like Ian right here, pat him on the shoulder like I did with them. Sure, anytime. So then
Anytime.
That's the story. Let's.
And then I got like, and right when I said that, I got like the most dirtiest look I ever got, like just like complete shock and like disgust.
Yeah.
And then one of the family members said, "I hope not." and I was so oblivious to the situation. So when I was driving home, that's when I realized what I just said. What I said. I was driving. I was like behind the wheel. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, like it just hit me in my mind.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like
terrible.
these short and sweet.
Shit, where's my notes?
About that bog monster.
About that log monster.
Fuck that bug.
Chris or Ian, I'll leave it up to you.
Oh man, last month before school started, I got.
First, I want to say kudos to you, Carissa, for saving Ian.
Thank you.
And
No, he's building up for the grand finale.
Oh,
Yeah.
No performance pressure.
Chris still needs one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they-
I have nothing.
Okay.
I'm trying to come up with one.
So it's just fight. But last month, I got it. I was talking to another friend, and he was like, "Oh, you're interested in D&D? Let's have a session online." And consistently, I was always the first one. That is not the.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I created the character. I was like, "Holy shit! Does he know anything that is all a pun? This is a weaver. The character's name is Jute.
Oh.
That's the thing that you weave bags out of."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be that. And my entire thing was ruin everything. Try to ruin everything. And I somehow managed to get
chaotic evil.
Exactly. I was playing chaotic evil.
Yeah.
And I somehow managed to loot everything in the dungeon. And I got a whole bunch of miscellaneous like marbles and like quivers and like arrows, and I was like, what the heck do I do with this? I have 2,000 marbles. I don't know what to do. So the next session comes around and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use these marbles and I'm gonna use them as traps for like the potential like quests. We're gonna like use them as like booby traps, like booby traps.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the very end of the very end, everything happened. The marbles were broken because the person went free.
Right. Yeah.
All the way at the end, before like the end of the session, I just went, wait, does that mean I don't get them back? And the DM was like, yeah, you don't get them back. They're all broken. I'm like, does this mean I just lost my marble? That was my entire thing.
That's what I meant.
It all led up to 4 sessions.
All for naught.
All for that one setup. And like, he finally got it. He was like, shit, goddamn.
Yeah.
Why are you like this? And I was
respect that. I respect that.
It's a good hustle.
I respect the long con.
I appreciate
You committed.
I appreciate good hustle. Respect.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So here's my story.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Someone doesn't want to go on.
No, I got a great one, guys.
What's up, Ian? What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you. Okay. When I was just about a few weeks ago, I had a few spare hours.
You went to the asylum and threw a chair.
I went to the asylum and I threw a chair and I scared some children.
And then you watch Bob.
I mean, that's the only thing that takes the edge off.
You don't touch stuff.
It helps me.
Watch it.
It helps me cool off. When hey.
I was at a coffee shop learning about about website design. What?
You sound like an ass.
It was the common space where my teacher agreed to meet me.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
yeah. So while I was there,
As long as you weren't doing it on your own, you nerd.
no.
It was either that or Bible Black.
I'll get back to my story, but I have seen this, and I want to know if anyone else has. Someone in like a coffee shop, a public place like that, using public Wi-Fi to look at things. Why are you doing that?
Nick has had that.
Oh,
happen to
yeah?
him a couple times.
Wait.
When did I do that?
Well, what about that guy watching hentai at like your class?
Oh yeah, that was a
What?
good one. Yeah, no, it was a classroom like that.
I think that was actually the first story.
That was the story. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was your first story.
Yeah, he was looking.
Full circle. You guys see that?
Okay, we found it.
That's good writing.
He was watching some
scripted at all.
tense stuff.
Yeah.
some like lolly, like hentai tentacle stuff. It's crazy.
Sure.
Like, I was getting a little weird.
You're getting that residual.
So I wasn't doing that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so I was learning how that works, and while I was there was an old man who was just horrible, and it was that really uncomfortable thing of someone being belligerent and being really unpleasant with the staff.
I'm a cashier, so I see that.
And, like-
yeah.
Like, you can tell everyone wants to do so, because he's so clearly in the wrong. But like,
yeah.
but he's a large man, and I don't know if he has a gun.
Yeah.
He looks to be that kind of a
Yeah.
And so he's just laying into this poor girl who's behind the counter. I felt so bad for her, and he's just like, I'm a Gold Star member here, such. And here's the thing: he wasn't upset about his coffee at all. That was not his problem. His problem was that he had been ticketed for parking in a space that he shouldn't have been in, and he felt like, you know what? I feel like that's this cashier's thing.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
But you don't understand. We don't have any power.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, it gets to a point where even I, who I hate talking to anybody,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe we should do something. This is not okay. And eventually, he just like storms off. He leaves, and whatever I hadn't heard the whole details, but whatever he had said, like, someone had called the police because the police showed up to take an interview with this young lady, whatever it is he had told her. It was very like, oh, that was stressful. Mm-hmm. So then a week later, I was learning more about website design in this coffee shop. And when I pulled into the parking lot there, I just saw like this old like white Honda kind of gunning running it out of there with like a fucked up bumper, and like the hood was all like caved and such, and the bonnet was even kind of a mess. And I went in and I sat down and I met with the person teaching me, and I saw the same girl who's the cashier, and she was freaking out, and she was just like, this guy found her again. Also, why would it happen the same day? This actually happened a week later.
Yeah.
The same day.
Yeah.
You're living out right now a persona, so like side story, like not even a social link, just a character that happens to be there, and every time you talk, it progresses.
The narrative.
Yeah.
This guy, this terrifying old man was apparently in that Honda, and he had just found her car and just driven into it as hard as he could, and driven away.
What the hell?
Yeah. And then she was very upset, and the police took a report, and they were like, "Well, this is actually a crime. Being a dick isn't.
Yeah.
But this is so things about to happen."
So next time you go to the
you
the
have
place,
to go.
Yeah.
No. It's your duty to go because
so the narrative can continue.
Not only so the narrative continues, so that guy could get caught.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he'll be there.
He'll be
the
there.
cops will be there.
So
How long has it been?
Like a year ago?
That was the first time was 2 weeks ago. The second time was 1 week ago. So
Okay,
So you
exactly
gotta go.
a week? We need to go now.
Yeah.
it's Sundays. I go on Sundays. So
It's tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Oh my
You
god.
have to
There's
go.
follow-up.
You have to go tomorrow.
see,
Yeah.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Incentive for listeners to listen.
Yeah. For next month.
Cliffhanger day.
Yeah.
Live stream.
And so bad for that little barista who's gonna have to pay off all that garbage with.
I don't. If there is.
If they catch him.
If they catch
one
him,
is
he'll
the
pay it.
crime too. So.
But yeah.
I don't think his alibi is going to be all that airtight.
I'm a gold
Yeah.
star. I don't
Plus,
understand.
you were there. You saw like a.
That's true.
Yeah.
If the police say I can file a report.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That is incredibly messed
This is
up.
bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible for her, but it's gonna be great.
I wasn't sure about telling it because it doesn't have real resolution. There's
No,
ending
but
on
it's
it.
still interesting.
Yeah.
It's called life.
Yeah.
There is no resolution.
Life doesn't have a resolution.
Isn't that the
all
other half of
downhill
the
from here.
podcast?
Yeah.
What? The life doesn't have any. Oh yeah.
No, podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, this is life.
This is
This
life.
episode
Okay,
is
this
life,
is
yeah.
life. All right.
Narrative is where we actually talk.
Right.
Okay. Or close.
Narrative is when we actually talk about stuff that matters. And
It's garbage.
no, I actually love these episodes. But okay, so my turn. Yeah. So as everyone knows, I work with children. And,
Yeah.
And as everyone also knows, I hate children. So
Okay.
you're gonna go into and they're all
enough.
and they're all 8-year-olds. So it doesn't okay, so I'm gonna try my best not to name names here, but
Freaking Eric!
Spencer.
Yeah.
God.
I mean,
Phil?
I'm planning to quit that job eventually. I'm just trying to find another job to replace it. So there was this student. Let's call him Melchior.
Melchior?
Melchior. Yeah.
Melchior.
The great.
Child one.
Child. He's a little shit. Everyone hates him. No one likes him. Well, at least none of the staff likes him. Anyway, I'm trying to help him out by adding fractions, just fractions.
Yeah.
And I'm walking through it, and he's like getting annoyed, I guess, because I don't fucking because he has to stay there, and like as I'm helping him.
Yeah.
And after a long time of helping him and hoping he understands the shit, he gives me that answer of just, "Can I go now?" And he says in a really fucking annoyed voice, as if I'm.
You're wasting his time.
Yeah, as if I'm wasting his time, even though he doesn't know how to do this thing. And he had a test coming up or some shit. And something in my skull. It's like right around the right temple.
Yeah.
Because they can see me pointing to it, but for the listener, it's right around a little bit above the right side of the eyeball.
Yeah.
I felt something give. I
I felt something fall, and like this area all of a sudden became really cool, and like just as if blood was like pooling there. And I immediately had 3 thoughts in the span of maybe a couple seconds. One was, this little fucking shit. I've been trying to help him understand this. I get paid minimum wage to do this job. Like, I obviously am not doing this for the pay. And he fucking detests me because I'm trying to help him. 2 was, I'm about to do something that's going to get me fired. I can sense it. So I have to come up with something fast. Something quick that creates distance and gets me away from this. And the 3 was just me belting out this line of, yeah, go ahead, fine, quit. And he leaves as if like nothing happened. And I had to sit there for like 10 minutes because I'm like, I feel like if I move, something is gonna come out. Like, I've never felt a physical giving away of like my
of rage.
Of rage, yeah. It was so. It's part of the reason I don't want to work there anymore because I don't like. I don't like what that's doing to me. But holy shit! I was so happy to find out today that everyone hates him too. So.
Oh, good.
That's great.
I suddenly now know why that when he said, you know what would be funny for the kids, you know, if we just punched them. That's where that came from.
You want to punch him?
It's that. It's that deep-seated rage.
It's like a Freudian slip. No, I said that because like you see those like prank videos of I punched someone in the back. It's just a prank for
Step on the shoes.
Step
on the shoes.
My buddy has claustrophobia, so we're gonna bury him alive. And just this, you've never heard realer death screams?
No.
Of just like almost a death rattle sound of someone being terrified. It's just a prank, though.
Do you
get those subscribers?
You thought it was a pie. It was actually a fist.
It was
in the
actually.
face.
Pranking children in the hood gone sexual.
You remember?
What did you
Whoa,
just say?
whoa.
What have you been watching?
Yeah.
Show brains.
What
What were you gonna say?
Ian, as someone who also works with children, but older. What were you gonna say?
No, they're fine. The faculty is the worst part. The faculty is the physically exhausting part.
I'll be there.
Oh, just because, like...
My favorite thing is when the parents say it's okay for the punishments I give to my children.
Oh, yeah?
I just take away breaks. And, like, I've thrown away putty before.
Oh, that's always fun.
And the parent was like, oh, yeah, go ahead, because I'm sure as hell not giving it to him. I don't know where he's getting it.
I was going to ask you something.
Go ahead. I'm willing to put my job on the line and get fired.
Someone's gonna like trace this back and go, oh,
fucking problem. I don't know. I don't have friends that support me or watch my.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, man. I totally blanked.
I guess that concludes, huh?
I guess that concludes. So let's go on to the next segment. What are we all looking forward to? Let's start on the left here with Carissa, since we started recording it last time.
holy shit, not dying this quarter.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough quarter. It's only gonna get tougher from here. Are you graduating this year? Or?
I think so. I probably have like a few quarters after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like hoping I graduate this year too.
Not quarters, semesters.
Semesters.
Yeah.
Oh
goddamn.
shit! Yeah, that's next year.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, our school we're going to is like going from a quarter system to semester.
Okay.
So, so not so not dying.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, what do you?
I got a whole bunch of things. I was gonna pull up an article about it, but whatever.
You can still if you want. While you're saying, you can say the other stuff.
So other things I'm looking forward to are the sequel to It, which was greenlit.
Yeah, that I did hear about.
Very excited about them doing the adults. Did you like it? Did you have a good time?
Okay. I was forced into it.
Yeah.
But we did see it in
Forced into it.
Well,
well, you said you don't do horror movies,
I
right?
get you.
Yeah.
No, we went to a drive-in to see it.
Where? In the past?
No, it's in
Do you go into
Same
Buick and go into
same
a
reaction.
gutter?
Same reaction. I wish I could go to a drive-in.
Right? I would love that.
Okay, yeah, no, we have a. I guess that's a weird thing. A local drive-in.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
there's a drive-in near Pomona. Anyway,
Things like that.
The nearest one I can think of is Santa Fe Springs, but that's a swap meet now.
Yeah,
So,
it's a swap meet, and the one in Norwalk is a swap meet too.
Yeah, they haven't done a drive-in since I don't know how fucking long.
It was in the 90s. I think I saw Space Jam in a drive-thru.
That sounds amazing though.
Come on, Jam. Anyway,
No, but yeah, it was my first drive-in, but I don't know. Being in a drive-in allowed me to be loud, so I was.
Okay.
I was. Anytime the clown would show up, freak the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was this one time a friend left. I was like, "Hey, yo, what if we just move all our stuff up one row and just have them figure it out?" It was like the experience was fun. The movie was fine. Yeah.
I had a really good time. I liked it a lot. I'm very excited for the sequel. And I guess like because it's doing so well, like so when
it's doing incredibly well.
Oh yeah, it's gangbuster numbers. Really.
Yeah.
I went to see it by myself the opening night.
Chris is giggling every time we say it. Like
What, gangbuster?
It is a funny term. I went to see the film the opening night.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It was all sold out.
Oh yeah.
Completely sold out. And then I talked to friends of mine who were going to go see it also. They saw it the second night, and they had to go to 3 theaters because sold out all the way till midnight. Sold out all the way to midnight.
Wow.
They
shit.
opened 2 more theaters. They canceled like 2 other movies just to show the film in 2 other. I'm trying to acquiesce.
Gangbuster?
Gangbusters.
Your listeners probably can't see because it's a podcast, but I'm just like slowly dying every single time.
Chris is slowly losing life and falling out of her seat.
The next hour is just me crying.
Sure enough.
So yeah, it was sold out a whole bunch. I had to wait till like that Monday to see it, I think.
You're not stopping. It's legitimately a thing.
It's a running gag.
I enjoyed Stephen King's film very much.
Oh, which one?
Stephen King's It.
Based on the novel Push
Was
by
it
Sapphire.
But so it's doing so well. It's getting so much money. It got greenlit like that weekend.
Yeah.
So Muccietti, I think, is the name of the director.
Sounds
I think
tasty.
so, yeah.
He's an incredibly Italian, delicious man.
Oh, that's why he's an Italian horror.
Yeah.
What is with this influx of Italian horror films all of a sudden being really good?
What happened to American jobs?
We were
Yeah.
having a
The
shortage,
French,
so there's
Sorry?
more demand.
French directors were like, "Hey, we're gonna go into the horror scene," and the Italians were like,
Oh, did you
"What's
see
up?"
Elle? Just sorry as that's a sidetrack, but did you see Elle, the movie? It was directed by the guy who made RoboCop.
No,
It was
I haven't.
done just to use it.
Wait, which RoboCop?
The original RoboCop.
What?
And Starship Troopers. He made a new movie called E-L-L-E-L.
Like Ellis.
Yeah, and it is
How did I not hear about that?
one of the most distressing. It's good, but it's like watch
Yeah.
something else afterward. It's a you just feel dirty watching that movie. It is upsetting. Upsetting. Anyway,
Your face bright.
But to be fair, Italy has like I'm thinking about it, Italy has like a storied history with horror films.
This is true.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Zombie.
Great
one.
What's the one with the flying orbs that like?
Oh, Phantasm.
Phantasm.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Fantastic. And also, Demon Night, something like that. It's like a movie theater where the theater becomes like a gateway to hell, and actual demons like run out and do a murder on the theater.
They
people.
do. They just do a murder.
They do a murder.
Yeah. They have one of those murders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know, like the kids are doing.
Yeah.
The Moida.
He has said publicly, like, oh, you know, how much he loves Stephen King's work and how he super enjoyed it. And he's like, what would you want to do now that you've got all this capital clearly within?
Now you got money.
Now you got money. You've got pull in Hollywood. What do you want to do? Like, you can do any project. And he's like, oh, I want to do Pet Cemetery. That's the next.
He
thing
wants to
I wanna do.
redo. Oh, I did see an article about
Yeah,
that.
did
He
you?
wants to redo Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
My this is a weird tangent. My mom fucking loves the original Pet Cemetery. For whatever reason, she's not into horror movies either. And I don't get why she
I never
likes
got
the
that your mom was super into that. But...
Yeah, she's not. But she likes Pet Sematary a lot. She found it like...
Is it just because the child died?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe
say
she saw
anything about
she
you?
like a little bit after she had me. So like,
Wow.
maybe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe, could be.
Could have run in the road. Could have been a different life.
Hey, depending on what time you see, time of your life you see a movie, it changes impact.
That's absolutely true.
Because she thought she needed an upgrade. That's what.
Gotta drag that file
So,
to the
upgrade.
recycle bin.
So I'm super excited for It Chapter 2. It's
Uh-huh.
going to come out early 2019. Then I'm excited for Pet Sematary potentially because I see no reason why Muschietti wouldn't get it. I'm excited for... the Wachowskis took a meeting with that... I think I talked about it in one of our last episodes about Sense8, that show.
Yeah,
Sense8.
didn't season 3 come out? Or is it coming out?
No. So here's what happened.
Oh wait, that got picked up by Pornhub, right?
Yeah, no, X-Hamster. Yeah.
Oh, X-Hamster.
What?
No, they're in talks.
They're in talks. It's not finalized, but they actually took the meeting and they're going to have more.
Oh,
so
yes.
that sounds
Wow.
like...
Please let these people get paid.
And I so badly wanted to pull up the article, but they interviewed the president of X-Hamster about, like, so what is your actual pitch to the Wachowskis about, like, what you want to do? And he's like, well, so Netflix has promised them 2 more hours to wrap up that storyline, even though Lana is writing a whole other season. Like, so my plan is we want to take advantage of the medium. We want to give them whatever that we can as a distribution platform and as a producer. Like, what would that specifically be?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I mean, we're partnered with a bunch of other porn companies who all seem very interested, and they'd be more than eager to give them money. So it sounds like they're actually probably not going to take a knock on the funding part of it.
Wow.
Which would be, because it's already an insanely expensive show to film.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to quote to you so badly, and I'll have to do it out of my mind, was, because Sense8 is kind of known for the gangbangs.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. They're pretty great. I highly recommend them. And they're like, so do you feel like that would be an aspect that if X-Hamster got to produce it, it would be like you would steer it in that way? And what he basically said was, no, we don't want to tell them what to do, what not to do. It's their thing.
So it's full
Wow.
reign.
But if they could show full penetration between their actors, that would be a negotiation we'd have to make between the Wachowskis and the performers in the show. But of course, we'd be very interested in that. So that's my takeaway. I'm very excited to see all of that come
See,
through.
it's on the table. They went in like...
It's on the table.
Yeah,
it's
they
on the
went
table.
like-
Well, whoever's doing it, they have to have the hands behind their back so they get the full coverage.
Yeah, that's right.
You put your hand on
You can't cover it. You have to open up the
put your
camera.
hand back.
Open up the camera.
Yeah, put your hands back.
So like
I'm
they
glad
have
you're well versed in that.
Technicalities of what?
It's all about
Listen, directing's hard. Okay?
It is. It is.
Camera work is hard.
Try holding a boombox.
That's a solid 3 hours of very strenuous work in front of
Yeah.
the anyway. So they have taken one meeting with the president of X-Hamster, apparently, both the Wachowskis and their, I guess, talent representative. So they have publicly said, like, no, we're gonna talk to them more. So
Okay.
talk to them more seems like something.
Yeah.
Like that's not nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna be a fun time. Especially because apparently, like, the X-Hamster is saying that they want to just diversify. So they're like, oh, are you going to just switch? Like, Netflix stopped doing physical DVDs. Are you just going to become like mainstream? It's like, oh, no. We would never do that. What we're probably going to do is just have both. We're probably just going to do both. We're going to do regular television and then just like, every joke thing I had, I realized that's too gross. Don't say that.
It's just like Magnum making ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? They make ice cream?
They do.
What?
Yeah.
How's it taste?
I have no idea. I can't eat ice cream.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't tried. I haven't tried it either, but I've seen it.
It's like finding out that Ralph Lauren makes pastries, which seems why. I found that out by watching that new anime with Jaden Smith. They have a lot of fashion references, and it turns out that fashion designers make pastries, I guess.
Oh, wow.
But, so anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Yay!
Yeah. Nick?
Please.
So, so next week, I will be going to a concert.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
I will be
That's
going
right.
to, and Chris is going too, along with a friend, to see Gorillas on their Humans tour at the Forum in Inglewood. I waited 16 years.
Wow.
I bought their first CD in 01. It was 5
So
years
when
old.
it came out?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, this is like a huge deal for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
What venue are they performing in?
At the Forum in Inglewood.
Wow.
yeah, we got like front row seats too.
Holy
Like
nice.
pit tickets, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a fucking good time, man. I hope it's all the stops, man. I want De La Soul to be there.
Yeah.
I want like them to resurrect Bobby Womack and make him do all the. I want Lou Reed to show up
I want Lou Reed.
and play my favorite song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else? Just the Gorilla Show's a big deal though.
It is a really big deal. Anything else? Not really at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think you can outdo that.
I cannot do that because that's really all. It's all in my head right now. Looking forward to.
After this, your life goes right downhill.
Yeah.
Peaks.
Oh, that's something I never mentioned, but I have been re-listening to the entire discography of the Gorillaz, like in order.
Mhm.
I just finished Plastic Beach, so I'm on to the fall, and then I think there were some release singles,
Yeah.
and then Humans.
Chinese New Year? That came out, didn't it?
Chinese New Year is part of D-Sides.
Oh, okay.
You do your thing.
Yeah,
Do Your
Do Your Thing
Converse was the,
was right after. Yeah, was right before Plastic Beach, and then Plastic Beach. Yeah, no, that I mean, I can give a full analysis next month. Like once I finish, all I can say is, man, I have a newfound appreciation for those earlier albums. Man, I fucking love Plastic Beach. I've said it before how that's my favorite album, but I'm kind of just reaffirmed that it's like I fucking love that album.
yeah.
I mean, it's Mos Def, man. It's Bobby Womack. That introduced me to Little Dragon. Little Dragon's
Oh, Little Dragon is really good.
yeah, it's just fucking great. So yeah, Corey, what are you looking forward to?
Um.
Oh wait, you're done. right?
I was gonna say, do you know who does the piano at the end of every planet we reach is dead? You know the piano.
No, who does it?
It's Ike Turner before he passed.
What?
It's Ike
That I
Turner.
didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's
it's
weird.
Ike Turner.
That's specific.
That's
Ike-
such a
He's
random
from Ike
dream.
and Tina Turner.
Right.
Yeah. That's where the term comes from. You don't go Ike. You don't go full Ike.
No,
No, you don't
No.
go. You
I
never
don't
go
know
full
the
Ike.
lore.
I wouldn't recommend a half Ike. Like
Yeah.
Half
Ike, yeah.
Chris Brown was close, but he's not full. You can't go full Ike.
that's so dark, man. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
That's so bad.
They're monsters.
They're monsters.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Corey,
Yeah.
what's going on with
Great
you?
musician.
I'm just very confused.
Monster.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was
Absolutely.
like on his deathbed. He was like, I want to slap him.
Do you ever think that? Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
Do we ever think? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I've had one of those.
Sometimes. No.
I think therefore I am.
He was a monster, but he sold a damn good sandwich. I mean, I don't approve of his lifestyle, but damn it, those sandwiches. Anyway.
So you got strong hands.
So anyway,
piano
Corey, what's up with you, man?
What's going on, man?
Well, speaking of music, do you guys, who here likes Carly Rae Jepsen? Anyone?
I
have a
listened to
friend
her a whole
who's-
bunch. I listened to her a whole bunch.
Okay, good.
She's in the parties, like she's
Oh,
at
okay.
the parties, like
Yeah.
She does things like that.
No, but okay.
No,
Well,
nothing.
She
nothing.
wants you to call her maybe.
yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
I was in high school.
Yeah.
But she's gone on to apparently her last album is considered one of the best albums of
She's
that year.
awesome.
Like,
Carly
she's-
Rae Jepsen
she's-
is amazing.
She's got on to Rolling Stone actually was like, oh no, this album was like really good actually. This is really good album. Yeah.
Is,
Yeah,
it,
so,
is it just pop music or?
Well, okay. So, do you guys know who Max Landis is?
I've heard
Yeah,
the
I
name.
do know
Yeah,
Max Landis.
okay.
Oh, what are you gonna say about Max Landis?
Max Landis, he loves Carly Rae Jepsen, all her
I get
music
it.
and all that. Yeah,
Sure.
and as he was listening, while he was, I guess, producing Dirk Gently, or directing it or whatever, I forgot.
I
What
think he was
on.
doing a little of both.
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
He in the back of his mind, he had this idea, like, all of the songs sort of are interconnected and tell a larger story. So he...
so he thought it was a concept album? Because that's what concept albums do.
No, like every single one of her songs, all of them fit
all
the
of
same
them.
There's a
pattern.
narrative.
Yeah.
Right.
So
she's...
and no
what's
one...
his name?
Apparently no one else has noticed this.
Robot...
Except for him.
Radiohead.
What?
No, Radiohead
King
has
of Limbs.
something.
Yeah.
10, everything 10.
Keep going.
Just know Radiohead's crazy.
Okay. So he wrote this huge essay breaking down every single one of her songs and how it all fits into this one narrative. It's on his site. I think it's like a scar no one else can see.com or something.
God damn, I
It
gotta
is-
watch. I gotta look.
It's incredible. I've only gotten through like the first bit of it because I was listening to the album while I was reading
really?
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like as he
As you probably should.
music.
Like, if you're-
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to like getting through the
Finishing
rest of
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And then
Are you looking forward to Max Landis is getting a movie of his own? Are you?
Yeah?
Yeah.
wait,
He's-
what movie?
He's remaking his dad's movie.
Oh.
He wrote and directed. He's writing it and directing
Oh,
a
really?
remake of his dad's movie,
Oh, that's
American
cool.
Werewolf in London.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now I know who Max Landis is.
Yeah. And which is super trippy because I highly recommend Showtime. I think it was Showtime used to have a series called Masters of Horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Was Showtime?
Yeah, it was on. It was either that or like PBS or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But he directed a script his father wrote called Deer Woman.
Okay.
Have you heard about that? It's
No.
really good. It's based on a Native American myth about a beautiful, beautiful, sexy Native American woman who does a sex on men and then who does a sex on them and then
She performs a sex.
Sure open to camera
Yeah.
and
I don't know why that voice.
With her
I
hands
think I've been
behind
playing
her
too much Cuphead.
that's right and
Ah, yes. See. No.
and then she has like deer feet and she tramples people to death.
Wait.
That's kind of her thing.
As one does.
As one
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Post-coital.
It's actually post-coital trampling.
It's only rude.
Cigarettes out, feet
Yeah.
up. But
In your face.
Yeah.
What in this economy?
Not in my America.
it's actually a tremendous like hour-long little thing, and
Uh-huh.
I think Max Landis has got some
Alright.
real chops. He's
Yeah.
nailing it.
I love his stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He did this thing on YouTube like wrestling isn't wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
He's
and
the guy
Nick-
that
me and
did
Nick
it.
both-
Yeah.
I fucking love
No,
it.
that was really good. I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about wrestling, but it got me to appreciate it. As
Oh,
a,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
It got you to appreciate Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shockmaster.
Well, like reaffirmed what me and Nick have always talked about. Wrestling isn't actually about the wrestling; it's about the weird
Melodrama.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of our version of like
Soap operas.
because soap operas still exist. I'm talking about like myths and like
Oh, sure,
okay.
It's a recreation.
yeah, or just these long epics that were told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because back in like ancient Greece, they would tell these stories at coliseums or at just stadiums like amphitheaters,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be one continuous story
Mhm.
because people didn't have a lot of shit to do, other than dying and
Or like we're getting
Farming.
taxed out of our own
yeah.
heads.
But we're gonna have a cool like long fucking story,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what wrestling is, honestly, like, and the
No,
way it's
it's-
done. Speaking of which, you should watch Lucha Underground.
Yeah. No, I like, that's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Okay.
it is.
All right. 'Cause,
Robert
like, I-
Rodriguez's pet projects.
There's season 3 already?
Season 3 is happening.
Okay.
Both season 2 and season 1 are on Netflix.
Okay.
I want to check them out, and they're both long. So you got like, you got plenty. Like before season 3 even like shows up on
Okay.
Netflix.
Okay.
It's fucking good. So yeah. So what else?
Outside of that, it's really just Sentai and Rider. Still,
Right on.
yeah, plugging away at that.
Stay
Love
true
it.
to the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't-
We're doing a new thing on the podcast where we watch
The
along.
commentary.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to call it, but it's. I mean, it's just
yeah, I
extra
don't know.
stuff that we do.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's always tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we did that. We did that for like a special holiday bonus.
Yeah.
For Fully Cooley. So.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I had this legitimate going back to like titles and stuff. Legitimate conversation about should we call our Hero Aka reviews My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia? Will we lose weeb cred if we don't use the Japanese instead of the English?
That's a tough debate because in the fucking title, even in Japanese, they say My Hero Academia.
Oh, do they?
Above Boku no Hero Academia.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, so either one is legitimate, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to you. That's up to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tough debate.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing.
Okay, so what am I looking forward to? That plays great for audio. Covering my mouth.
Yeah.
Cuphead. I have Yakuza Kiwami to play,
Game's
and
awesome.
everyone has heard, at least for those who follow this, me just talking about Yakuza and how much there is and how great it is.
The
and how
Majima
everything's
Everywhere system.
The Majima. It's not, and that's not even just like a technical stupid thing. They call it the Majima Everywhere system in the game, and you have a meter that goes up, and it's just Majima Everywhere level D or something, and it's amazing. It's great, and I love it.
He just stalks you like everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my god, and they're so good. They just appears in costume. Oh, so.
Sloth.
So the Majima Everywhere system, what it is your main character Kiryu has a feud, like a long-standing feud with Majima, who is just this crazy character in the Yakuza universe, almost Joker-esque, not really. Cool fact though, when Yakuza 1 was originally brought over to America, Majima was voiced by Mark Hamill.
Holy heck.
Oh, cool.
So, dude, if anyone's got time, go look up the voice acting list for Yakuza 1 English. That had fucking money put into it. It was a really good cast. Anyway, and his whole thing is I'm just gonna stalk you, or I'll be around town. If I see you, I'll fight you, and to make you stronger because he's mad after 10 years. Kiryu has gone soft or something. And he dresses up as cops or is just hanging around. Sometimes you'll go into a hostess club, and if your hostess will just be Majima, and then he'll fight you there.
Okay.
My favorite spoilers, I guess, if you care about this, but my favorite one is just him smoking by a trash can, and he goes, "No, I'm on my break. Not feeling up for a fight today. Some other time." He's just a more normal person. So weird. Anyway, I'm looking forward to play that game. Oh shit! Did I talk? I won't talk about Marvel because I'm gonna. That's
what, Marvel vs. Capcom?
Infinite, yeah.
Well, I've only seen trailers and stuff. I don't know really fan reaction.
I'm just trying to save us time, man.
Oh come on! It's the finale of season 1.
All right.
What do you go by? What's the metric for this? Come on, we've got time.
We're just
You
gonna
only
do more editing.
you only have to edit this and put it up today.
That's true. Okay. So
You wore me down.
So Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out within very early in my high school career, and that was the first time. It wasn't the fighting game I got good at. It was the fighting game where I realized there's something to fighting games more than just characters and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's an actual mind game here that you play with other people, and there's this whole meta thing that you go into fighting people. It made me understand tournaments for it and everything.
Yeah.
So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite just came out at the end of my college career, which is the sequel to MVC3. So a whole life has just half of my life, or near half, has
built up to this.
Maybe a quarter, a third, maybe. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So the gameplay is fantastic. It's super fun. There's stuff to do.
There's stuff to do in a video game.
Yeah, no, there's stuff to figure out. I have a blast playing it. There's this addictive quality to it, where you just try out different combinations of characters and powers, and all that. and I love it. I love playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I love just being in the heat of battle. I hate everything else about that game.
Oh, what?
Everything. I hate the character choices. I hate the way it looks. I hate the presentation. I think someone quoted it best in one of the Super Best Friend videos. I think it was Pat, where it feels like the devs who designed mechanics were betrayed by everyone else for how good the mechanics are. It sucks. It looks bad. I mean, like, it doesn't look bad. It looks fine. It looks so safe and passable as models, and that's the worst. Like, there's no real risk taking. Like, probably the character I find the most interesting is Jeddah, because he's new. His stuff is super fun. He plays like an anime character because he's from an anime fighter, Darkstalkers. But like, fuck, dude, all the characters are like super safe. At least Monster Hunter looks cool, but that's gonna be a fucking DLC character. So if you wanted to buy that game, that meant you have to buy the game, $60 right off the bat, and then the season pass if you're getting all the characters, and that's an extra $25.
Usually on microtransactions.
Yeah, that's $85.
Yeah. So it's
if you want the good characters, and that sucks. That's like why weren't the new characters in at the beginning?
Yeah.
And why not? That way you're having fun with the new characters, and then you go, man, I kind of miss the old characters. They're coming back as DLC, so I get to play them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they didn't do that. The music is unremarkable. Like, the gameplay is the only thing it's got going for it. So it's incredibly disappointing. That game.
That is very sad to hear.
Yeah, it's incredibly safe. It's one of those situations. Yeah, it's a 6 or it's a 5.
It doesn't deserve its Toblerone.
No, does not.
Dang.
It sucks, man. So it's a real bummer. I mean, I'll probably still give it a shot. But I had one of those moments I was like, man, I'm just going to play Guilty Gear, which is like my go-to fighting game.
Killer Instinct's on Steam now.
And it's on sale.
It's on sale.
For $30, you get everything.
Everything.
That's like over, I know, and it's over like 40 characters, I think, at this point. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, DBZ Fighters will come out soon. And that game looks fantastic.
Yeah, same team that did Guilty Gear Arc System.
Yeah, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great either way. Let's see what else. I want to finish
On a positive note.
Yeah.
I got one more I could throw out if you've heard about is Lindelof, the guy who worked with Abrams on Lost.
Yeah, David Lindelof.
Yeah, he's got the rights. They've started pre-production on a new show for Showtime. They're gonna do Watchmen as a show.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I heard about that.
They're readapting it just from scratch.
As long as they don't get any of the Lost writers, I'm fine with that.
Do you think they're gonna do the pirate stuff?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope they do a Wire thing where the pirate's its own season.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
They do 2 seasons of superheroes and then without explaining it at all,
just a pirate.
One season that's just a pirate lost at sea. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. That'd be super cool.
What about all the mess, all the diaries and everything?
I don't know.
No.
An interview.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, the written Ozymandias' interview.
Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah, probably.
They probably hope they. Yeah, there's so much in Watchmen already. Like,
it's
I
an
wouldn't
incredibly dense.
Yeah,
piece of text. Yeah.
It's not the longest, but there's so much. There's so much there, and you can just you have to let the scenes just kind of sit sometimes. So I would try to hope they just stick to that instead of after Watchmen or before Watchmen. Sorry, I think it's just before Watchmen. Just to stick with that. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do the pirate. I hope they pull a Wire in.
We always hope something turns out well.
Yeah. For sure, because you want it to be good.
We want it to be good.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. I don't know. I'm still watching Twin Peaks, so that'll be good. Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right, so since we're winding down, I do have an announcement for the podcast. The sad part is I couldn't come up with the name in time. I have a real bad problem with choosing names for projects.
Okay.
He's dying.
Oh, I'm real good at
it.
Project
This is the last episode. So I'm starting a new project. I'm starting an offshoot of this channel.
Oh.
Just kind of as an inspiration for our discussions about video game stories.
Okay.
I'm starting my own YouTube channel where I just analyze the stories of video games. that I think are worth talking about.
Do it.
Yeah, no. So I'm hoping the schedule I have right now. I'm still script writing the first part. I started a couple days ago, so just because I was trying to find time. I know exactly how that video is going to start too, and it's going to be a really hard cold open. Hopefully October 31st is when the first episode should launch. I don't know if I want to name the title yet. All I'll say is maybe you want to pay close attention to what we're going to be talking about on the podcast soon here.
Make
and
that
maybe
the
you'll
entire
figure it out.
title.
Yeah. and pay attention to what we're going to be doing on the podcast here.
Yeah.
And see what game I'm going to do first.
Nick, why did you have us all hold hard-boiled eggs? I know we haven't mentioned it before, but we're all holding hard-boiled eggs. Why? That's
Can I eat it yet?
Well, it's
You eat it when I tell you to.
filled with scorpions.
Okay, Ian.
You opened it?
Oh, no.
Look, Ian, you're being a little bitch right now.
And my egg burned through my spoon. Is that
I don't
like
know why I'm here.
Yeah.
Can I trade with someone?
So yeah, I'll be starting that
Nice.
project soon. They're gonna be like fully edited analysis videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just I don't know the name. I was trying to come up with something clever, and I couldn't.
You got a
Video
month.
games.
I got a month.
Video,
Got a month.
just video games.
What I'll do is probably I'll put like a mini announcement here too, like once officially everything's going and how
It's
I'm
just
gonna
an
do that.
exclamation point.
Yeah.
Games.
But yeah, it's gonna be me trying to explore the medium of video games, how to do that in storytelling, good examples, bad examples, what uses their medium well, and what could probably just be told as some other story, like as like in a film or a book or something like that. So I'm probably gonna be ignoring visual novels mostly, because it's just what it is. It's a novel. Some can have gameplay elements, but that's not to say I won't touch upon my opinions on the Telltale games,
Oh yeah.
which I have.
Isn't that an
many.
essay that you had to write?
No, it was an idea for an essay.
Oh, okay. All right.
How much you love The Walking
Yeah.
Dead season 3?
Jesus Christ.
Telltale.
What's this about? Life is Strange.
Hell yeah.
The second.
Hella yeah.
Hella.
The sequel, the prequel,
Let's go away.
and then the
sequel,
sequel.
prequel.
Yeah.
Yo, and then Chloe said, "Hey Max, can you end my pain and my suffering?" Max is like, "Hella yeah, pull that plug on that on that hospital." Is like, "I'm gonna go ape on this shit."
Oh, you know there was a fan made game of of the parody of the Life is Strange, and it's like, what if we made it super queer and everyone was a lesbian?
I mean, I'm on.
Well,
okay.
Chloe's already kind of. Well, yeah. But if everyone.
Yeah.
So what? Like, what about
If we make
It's really
what
well
about
made. Who cares about Warren?
Right, thank you. Anyone who gives a shit about Warren is wrong. Warren's a little piece of shit.
I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Is that
I don't like
Walking
Chloe.
Dead or is that Fear the Walking?
Oh no, that one's sorry, that's Life is Strange.
Oh, okay.
That's why I experienced.
Yeah.
I have some.
It was a
Just
fan made
make them
game,
kiss
and
if we just-
it's really sweet. Mostly fluff, so there's no
okay.
angst and all that stuff. It's really well made. The art is amazing. The music is pretty amazing too, and it's free.
It's
What?
free.
Hella yeah.
FREE.
Hella.
But yeah,
Wait.
Yeah.
FREE, that spells freecreditreport.com.
Yeah.
That? Oh my god, I haven't heard that in years.
Oh god, reset the clock.
Reset
We're
the
done.
clock for freecreditreport.com.
No, and the podcast there. That's it. This
it
is
wasn't.
That's it. Reset the clock. Oh my god. Another fucking year of this.
Oh wow.
Free real estate.
Yeah, free real estate. Hey, it's free real estate.
Oh my god! I
Yeah,
actually
that's all
finally
we're
watched
doing.
the entire context of that, and
Yeah.
it's even better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just for you, Jerry. It's a house. It's
Yo.
free. Come take it. I'm not holding this forever.
No squealing. Just remember. That's free. And happy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the announcement. So more details in the future, including a fucking name, and and I'll probably link it up. That's gonna be mainly me editing stuff. Maybe I'll bring in a voice, like someone to do voices or whatever. But it depends. It all depends on the script, what I want to do.
Okay.
So yeah, look forward to that. Go check that shit out.
That sounds
Um,
Will it be linked in the eye icon above? Or do you not know how to do that?
I know how to do that.
You do?
I've just never done it.
Okay, yeah, no. It's I've started.
I should probably
you should probably do that.
I could do a lot of YouTube things that would help me out.
Yeah.
In the future. Like, maybe I'll put fucking ads on this already. Like,
No, you get
do you... Never mind, that goes into...
No, we said
that goes
queer,
into
so you're not going to get much.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
now it's done. You're done. You're done.
You're done.
no, as long as I don't put poop in the description.
Or LGBT.
Or LGBT.
Yeah.
Then it won't be... Then
LGBTQRST.
Oh, as long as I don't have... As long as I... No, fuck it, we're ending it on that.
Okay, on that?
Yeah, let's end on
Another
that.
10 hours.
So, we forgot to plug our stuff at the end of the episode. Well, I forgot to remind them. Anyway, check out Frozen Stratos on Twitter and Tumblr at Frozen Stratos, as well as his podcast, The Go Mango Podcast. Check a look at Callmeapplespot on Twitter at Callmeapplespot. Then, if you're feeling nasty, follow Ian on Instagram and Tumblr at moderncorsair.